Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Digital Moment with Tarina. Thank you so much for joining me on this live stream. Welcome to everyone. Feel free to drop a comment in the comment section. Tell me where you're watching me from, where you're joining. I think something blew in my eyes. Let me see. Georgia will be joining me this afternoon. So I am coming to you live from the beautiful island of Jamaica, from my home here in the parish of Clarendon. So Georgia will be joining me this afternoon. Georgia from Georgia's Lifestyle. I hope the connection will be good for both of us. Georgia.
I'm here.
You're here, Georgia.
I can't see me though.
I can't
Can you see
you.
me?
No, not yet. Check your camera. Check your camera. Yeah, check your camera.
Oh, my camera was turned off.
Yes.
Oh, and my lighting is poor.
The light, because you're close to the light the fixture.
Oh, now it's too dark.
No, it's too dark. Maybe if you keep it on, but you switch your position. If you keep it on and switch, just switch light and see if.
Trust me, this is the quietest area I can find now.
That's all right.
More of in a quiet area.
Oh, mine is going to get a little noisy now in a bit. Sometimes the trucks will pass, but what can we do? It's not
I'm sure you're gonna hear mommy calling me in the background. So
that's okay. You're gonna hear my husband when he comes home from work. So that's another thing. So welcome to everyone. Thank you so much for joining me, Georgia.
My pleasure. Hi.
Okay, let me see some comments. Carrie's on.
Hi, Carrie.
Hey, Carrie. And Carrie, yeah, she's watching from Jamaica. All right, welcome, Carrie. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much. Carrie, you joined my live earlier with the Desert Girls, and I did not get to respond to your question, or not a question. You were sharing something with us. Can you please share that again? I did not get to read that comment that you made on the previous live that I had with the Desert Girls. All right, so feel free to share that on this live. Georgia, where are you? Where did you go?
My camera is gone. Oh, let me see what's happening. And I think one is making a lot of noise too.
What happened?
Okay.
Don't worry about the noise. Trust me, don't worry about the feedback. Whatever it is, it's live.
Yeah,
you know?
we'll see me back on track with her right lighting and everything.
Yes, don't worry about that.
Yeah.
We'll get around it. I don't know. When I started, I turned my fan on, so it seemed like something blew in my eye.
Okay.
Yeah. Or Georgia, I can't believe you're so close. We're gonna meet up yet. Weird.
Can I tell you? We're like not even 30 minutes.
Not even 30 minutes away.
30 minutes
when we're
away.
in the UAE, it seems like we see each other more than when we're in Jamaica.
So true.
And we are closer than we are in the UAE.
We still have a date.
Yes, we still have a date. Time is running out though, man. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, unbelievable.
All right, hold on, Carrie, let me read Carrie's comment. Let me put it up on the screen. I received a job offer. I am most grateful to you, Georgia. I need 2 pot cover. Wait.
Oh my God. Congratulations, Kerry. Wow, I like this good
Congratulations.
news. You see, it's still happening. I spoke
It
to
is
one
still
subscriber
happening.
this morning, and she has an interview tomorrow.
Really?
And then yes, another one is going off to what's it called? You Mexican? You what we call that?
I
I
know
don't
the country. I know the country. I think we
yes.
went to this heritage village.
Yeah, you bet something like that. And another one is going off to Kuwait. So we're
Yes.
really excited. Congratulations, Carrie.
Oh, thank you. We'll pass the news on to Black Girl TT if she has not heard it yet. She got
Yeah.
an offer. Eh, eh. Ooh, and she's still
Mm-hmm.
waiting on her contract.
On our contract. So Carrie,
Yeah.
where will you be? Abu Dhabi, Dubai?
Ah. Hey, Ricky Street, welcome to the live. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much. Remember, guys, leave a thumbs up when you join the live. Thumbs up the live and share it out as well. I really do appreciate that. Thank you, Ricky. Thank you so much. Come on, Carrie, give us some details. Which of the Emirates are you
Yeah.
going? Uh,
Oh, she's going to Al Ain.
Elaine. Why we
I
just speak
wonder
nice?
I wonder if Carrie is the same because another subscriber told me that her friend is going to Al Ain.
So I wonder if it's Carrie.
I wonder if it's Carrie.
Okay. What's her name? Alicia will be going to Elaine as well. So I'm hoping
Elisa.
that
Mm-hmm.
both of them will be going to the same
Will meet up.
area. Oh, I
Mm-hmm.
just feel glad, Judge. I feel glad. Me not lie.
Yeah. You see, now we have reasons to go to Al Ain.
What? Hold on there. Wasn't it
Mm-hmm.
Kerry the last time I had a live and Kerry was saying how she get the job and Rary, and then she said no, she just speaking it into being.
Speaking it into being.
I think it was Kerry. I
Don't
must have,
remember.
yeah, somebody was playing tricks on me the last time, and then when I was
Yes.
celebrating, they said no, they're just speaking it into being.
If it's
But
not
I'm
Carrie, if
happy
it's
for
not
Kerry.
Carrie, is what's her
Hello,
name?
Kerry.
If it's not Carrie, is Danisha?
Oh,
Uh
Danisha. I don't
Not
know.
Danisha.
I don't remember who it was. But trust me, I'm so happy to hear that. And it's August, the first week of August, and persons are still getting jobs. And when we talk about it,
Yeah.
Jaja, they said, oh, when is the perfect time to get a job? There's no perfect time.
Listen to me. That's what I'm saying. Another subscribers having an interview tomorrow. So people are still
Yeah,
being called.
yeah. See, Ricky saying hi to everyone.
Sweet.
And
Hi, Ricky.
yes, he's my friend here on YouTube. So you can check him out, George, and subscribe to him as well. He's
Okay,
very
will
supportive.
do.
Yes.
What's
And
what's his YouTube name?
this is it. Yeah, Ricky Street.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Oh,
see,
Carrie. Oh, Carrie. That means I've been talking to Carrie on Instagram then. So
yes.
Carrie, that means Carrie is
Oh, yeah, she was asking about Elaine. Oh, my word.
somebody asked me about Alain last week, but the Instagram name is Teacher White. Carrie, are you Teacher White on Instagram? Because somebody asked me about Alain last week.
Mm-hmm.
And she got an offer in Alain, so she was asking me if she should take it.
What? Man, Elaine is a
Mm,
very nice city to live in. It's it's a little
it is.
out of Abu Dhabi city in terms of maybe 2 hours or little less than 2 hours, but
Yeah,
it's a beautiful city. It's like an oasis.
about two
They
hours.
regard it as the oasis of Abu Dhabi. It's very green and lush. Lots of
And trust me, lots of Jamaicans are out there. You see, when I was at the hotel in December, I met
mhm.
four Jamaican couples with their kids, and they were all from Alain.
They were all from
Yes,
Elaine.
Yes, and they were quite friendly, so I know you guys won't be lonely down there. They just heard me and my friend talking, and they stopped us. You guys sound like Jamaicans. So we were just walking by them, and they
Yes.
heard us talking, and they said, "Oh, me sound like Jamaican." And man, we beef up a conversation. So I know you guys won't be lonely in Alain. Oh, it's not
Okay.
Carrie.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Oh my word. I'm so happy for you, and thank you so much for sharing our channels,
Mhm.
with persons. I really do appreciate it. I'm on my road to 1,000 subscribers, so I'm very
Yeah,
grateful for the process so far. So, I do pray and pray for your continuous support, guys, as we,
yeah.
as I continue this journey. But I'm very happy for Kerry and all our other subscribers, because you said you have one doing an interview tomorrow, Georgia.
Tomorrow, yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's very good. We just have to
Yeah.
pray for her that it works out.
So,
Uh, see. Hey, Samantha. Welcome. Remember to leave a thumbs up, Samantha. Thank you for joining. And I'm seeing
Hi,
Miss Roberta
Samantha.
Santos.
Hi, Robert. I hope Miss Roberta has changed her mind again. I should have
Our,
messaged you.
she,
Miss
she, she,
Roberta, I hope we'll be seeing you.
she changed her mind in working this side?
She was having some issues the other day.
Okay.
I hope it's sorted though.
Yes, yes. I hope so too. Trust me. I am
And
very happy.
we're here to support you all the way, and we're looking forward for you to join us.
Yes, it's a great way to start the live. I'm happy. That's what we are here for. It gives us joy. I know it takes a lot of preparation and research to put content out there, but
Mhm.
it does gives us joy. Like, Kerry sharing
Yeah.
the news that she got a job, because this is definitely a life changing opportunity.
It
It is.
is.
It
It
is
is.
a life
It
changing
will be
opportunity.
challenging. Yeah. As with anything that we do, we have challenges in the beginning,
Yes.
but trust me, there will be no regrets.
Yes, you
There will
will
be
have
no regrets
challenges.
after you have settled in.
You definitely have challenges as you go along, definitely, but you have to be prepared for that as well. And speaking about challenges, when you begin, we are going to be talking a little about what to do
After
what to do
you
after
arrive.
you arrive in the UAE. And I think this is a very good topic, because
Mm-hmm.
Kerry's just showing us that persons
Yeah.
are still
I'm gonna
coming
step
in.
away for a minute.
That's okay. You can turn your
Okay.
camera off,
Yeah.
and or you leave it on, whichever.
Yeah. Just a minute.
Okay, so that's the topic that we are going to be discussing today, what to do after you arrive in the UAE. So you can drop your questions in the comment section. Go ahead and drop your questions, whatever you want to ask us, especially for the teachers who have gotten offers already and who will be doing interviews. Maybe you have a question that you would like to ask in the interview and you want to prepare yourself. Anything like that, we are definitely here to help you. Oh, I have some mosquitoes here flying around. We'll definitely help you on that. So I made a video about 2 weeks ago about after you get your offer letter and some things that you should do in terms of packing and getting your documents ready and accommodations and all of that. So we'll be covering this as we go along. Okay. Let me make sure my Vanessa Kelly, welcome. Thank you for joining our live stream. Georgia just stepped away for a minute. Thank you for joining, and that will be happening as we go through the live stream. because being home, we have a lot of other responsibilities. So we'll be stepping away now and then. Hopefully, it will not be too much, but please be prepared for that. And we do ask for your understanding. So thank you, Vanessa, for joining. Remember to leave a thumbs up as you join the live. So we are going to be talking about what to do after you arrive in the UAE, and we can go a little further and talk about what to do after you receive your offer letter or what to expect in that offer letter. Okay, so the offer letter, it is not a contract. Okay, it is not a contract, but whatever the school or the company will offer you in your offer letter, you will find it in your contract as well. Okay, so the offer letter, it will cover your duration. That means the amount of time that you will work for the school, whether it's 2 years contract, they will tell you that, or 3 years. Some school give 3 years contract, and most all of the contracts, they are renewable. So you can always renew your contract after your time is up, if you wish to stay on, or if the school wishes to keep you. So that's another thing to consider as well. So your offer letter, it is very important that you take the time to read that offer letter, go through it with a fine tooth comb. And if you do not understand something on it, don't be afraid to ask someone for help in terms of the HR manager of the school. Speak to the HR about the offer letter before you sign it. You can ask questions so they can clarify, because they usually give you maybe 2 to 3 business days. Because one of my friend last week, she got an offer, but she didn't take it because she decided to go to the US instead of working in the UAE. So schools are still, so that position, they will need a teacher to fill that position as well. So keep sending out those CVs. So make sure that you double check your offer letter. You understand everything that is on it. You understand what your base salary is compared to, plus your allowances and all of that. Okay, because your base salary is what you will get gratuity on. That is how they will calculate your gratuity. And gratuity is like a bonus that you will receive at the end of your tenure. So if it's a 2 years contract, it will be your base salary times 2 years or 3 years. So it will go like that. So make sure you understand all the benefits that is in your offer letter before you sign it. Okay. And if you're not taking the offers, make sure you be professional and you let the
Yeah,
schools know in time so they can get other teachers. What do you say about that, Georgia?
definitely. I said that to somebody recently. Um, Courtesy, because
Yes.
lots of teachers are out there applying. So if you have something else, be professional, and you don't have to explain anything in detail to them.
No.
Sorry, I'm unable to take up the offer at this
This
time.
one,
Thank you for
yes.
having considered me, and
Simple as that. Simple as that. Thank you for considering me.
Mhm.
Let me take this comment. When I get my offer letter, I will scream so loudly that you will hear me all the way to
Yes,
UAE.
Vanessa. We're gonna be twice as excited.
Yes, you missed the celebration a few minutes ago when we were celebrating for Kerry.
Hmm.
So please continue to send out your CV, okay? And we are praying for you guys. We are praying. We believe in prayer, and we believe that whatever we ask of God, once it is His will, He will grant it unto
Yeah,
us, right? And I think I shared this link weeks ago, but Aldana School in Abu Dhabi, they are still in need of teachers. And Liwa School as well, Georgia, they
okay.
are in need of teachers. Okay?
Yeah, and Liwa has campus as a campus in Alente, right?
Yes, yes. I think they have an all girls campus in Alain, and
Yeah.
then they have a co-ed one in Abu Dhabi City. right near to the church district.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've heard
Yes,
it.
one is it's close by church. So, George, as I was saying earlier, we are going to talk a little about what to do after you arrive in the UAE. And we have
Mm-hmm.
spoken little tidbits about this. I know you created a video the other day on it. Would you like to
Mm-hmm.
share some of your tips that you add in your video as well?
All right. You already mentioned a very important one, and the most important one, I think, the contract.
Yes.
Yes, because the offer letter is like the word suggests, it's just an offer. But of course, yes, that is what you were offered and you signed to it. But when you get
Hmm.
the official labor contract, make sure you read it before you sign it.
Yes.
Some HRs, they are very pushy and rushing, like they did with
Hmm.
my first offer contract that I signed. I was in the middle of teaching when the contract was ready because I think you sign the contract after you have done the medical, I think, the official labor contract. Yes.
Yes.
So I remember I was in the middle of teaching when the HR person came to my class and she was like, your labor contract is here, sign, sign. And I was like, no, I need time to sit and but the sooner you sign it, and I was like, no, I need time to sit and read it because of course you're going
Right.
to match it with what you were offered, and if there is a change in it, then you have to ask questions. And like you
Mhm.
rightly said already, don't be afraid to ask questions because whatever you sign to, if
Yes.
your contract is for 2 years or 3 years, whatever you sign to, it will remain for the duration of the contract. So make sure you read it and understand what you're signing.
Mhm.
I'm realizing some persons know the school made it sound like they were going to be given full flight, and you have to check out that keyword that says flight allowance because
Yes.
they will pay your full flight to get into the UAE. Yes, a full flight, but when you have completed your 1 year and you're ready to go back home for the summer,
Yes.
you're gonna realize it's an allowance. So
Exactly.
yes, so
And
depending on the route that you decide to travel, the money that they give you might not be able to take you home. You have to make it up. So ask the question, are you going to be covering my full flight or is it an allowance? Uh,
yes.
yes, and ask the relevant questions too, because quite a few persons do I realize over last week, even though they were given family benefits, and I
Mm-hmm.
think your school is like that too, Tarina. They cover everything for you, but you have to pay your girls airfare.
Yes.
Yes,
I
right.
had to
So
pay the
some
airfare plus visas.
Right. So some persons they were misguided and thinking, the family benefits were gonna cover the kids' airfares and all of that. And the school didn't point out all of that to them. Yeah. So they
But
were there thinking that all fares would be covered, and so on. So you have to find out those things.
but I keep saying that, I've said it before. I know you've said it as well, that when it comes to teachers, only a small number of schools will give you complete family
Complete.
benefits.
Yes.
Only, unless you are a male or
Hmm.
unless you are divorced, or you're a widow or a widower, and something like that. Your spouse, one of your spouse deceased or dead, whatever,
Yeah.
they will cover certain benefits. But if it's just you as a female teacher with your family coming to the
Hmm.
UAE, you have to foot the bill. You have to pay for all the flights, all the visa.
Yeah, and that happened to me just before when I was joining there too. Um, and that was a flight to go there.
Yeah.
When I saw the offer and I saw the 2,000 dirhams, I was like, but when I did my research, 2,000 dirhams can't take me to the UAE. And
Yeah.
when I called back the recruiter, the school was saying, I'll have to put the rest. And I said,
Here
no,
then.
but the advertisement said, flights allowance. So I was thinking you're gonna cover my entire flight to the UAE. And it was when I turned down the offer, you know what they did? They said, okay, we'll pay your fare, we'll pay the full fare, but we're gonna give you 3 months to pay by the additional. And that was my first flight into the UAE.
See?
Yes, yes. So I didn't even get a full flight when I was a full flight allowance when I was going the first time.
But
No, I
because you
had to
wanted to get your,
pay.
your foot through the door, you just say, you know what? We're gonna sacrifice it. But listen to me, many
I
of us
wanted to
are out
get
there.
my foot through the door. Yes,
Yeah.
so I ended up saying, okay, go ahead, and they gave me 3 months to pay back the additional that they paid. So yeah, some
And
of
then
them are,
go ahead, Georgia.
yeah, some of them are tricky. So we have to ask. Or as soon no question is, we call it a stupid question, or no question is
None.
stupid to ask.
No.
Mm-mm.
They will make you feel like it's
Yes,
nonsense to ask them, but go ahead and ask.
go
Go
ahead
ahead
and
and
ask.
ask. You're
Mm.
basically sending an email. So don't be afraid to ask, any question. And I just pulled up my currency converter. Go ahead and get the app, any app whatsoever. I don't know if you will see it, but any app whatsoever that converts currency, that
Mm-hmm.
you can compare Jamaican dollars to US to dirhams, whichever country you're going to, Kuwaiti dinar, go ahead and get an app, okay, that can convert. So whatever they tell you for salary, if it doesn't make sense when you convert it, that's the first thing you look at: your salary, your benefits, your allowances, the flight. If as Georgia said, if she didn't take the time, you'll see 2,000 dirhams and you'll think it's a lot of money, but it's not.
Yeah, it was just before my travel date, and I checked it out, and I said, "What 2,000?" When I checked out the 2,000 dirhams, I was like, "What is?"
It's
But
like 500, less than 550
yes,
US dollars.
I was like, but Dubai is a far place. I don't think that money can. And I remember clearly a message. Yeah, I remember clearly that message, Claire. And I said, Claire, I'm noticing something. And Claire said, okay, I'm gonna call the school and find out. And
Yeah,
lo and behold, mm-hmm,
that was it.
yes,
That was it. So one of
mm-hmm,
the first things to look at is your offer letter. Then you look at your contract, make sure that, everything there, you understand your contract, and your contract will also speak about the probation
mm-hmm.
period. But even before we go into the probation period, let me see if we have any other comments that I haven't read yet. Happy Faces Academy. Good evening to everyone. Two lives in one day. Terry, nice work. Thank you for
Hi,
joining.
happy faces.
Happy Faces, what's your name? What's your name other than your YouTube channel? Because we have been corresponding. I think we know each other by now.
Yeah.
Can we get your first name? And she said, big up yourself, Kerry. All right.
All right.
Thank you so much for joining. Remember to leave a thumbs up when you join, guys. And I
Yes,
don't want to.
and who is that? Omo
Queen,
Good Queen? Say
Queen,
it
I don't want to
right.
spoil your
Omo
first name. Welcome to our live, Queen.
But
Welcome.
welcome.
Don't get offended. I don't want to spoil your life. Your name rather. Sorry. Kerry, I don't understand you. HFA. What's this?
Happy Faces Academy.
Oh, why may I tell him in a good funny abbreviation?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes,
Um,
so and
Go
this is
ahead,
for Carrie.
Georgia.
For Carrie, Carrie, remember to print when you get your visa and your ticket, to print it, make a colored copy, have it printed. You're going to need that, and make sure to clarify the route,
Yep.
with them that you're going to be traveling. So if you have a US visa, then you say you're going to be traveling from Kingston to, well, your port of entry, or December port of entry. No, where
Yes.
you be traveling from? Yeah,
Port of entry. Yeah. Port of entry, they call it.
yeah,
Or
and if,
our
right,
port
and
of
if no
origin.
US
Port
visa,
of origin.
or of origin, yes.
Yes.
And if
Port of
no
origin.
US, if no American visa, then um, make sure you give them the right route
Yes,
to book
keep that in
to book
mind,
your
guys.
flight.
Make sure that you and that's another thing, and this is before you arrive. Make sure that you let the school know if you have a US visa, as Georgia said. It's very important because you will end up at the airport and not realize that you don't have the visa, then because they will just assume, and because they're used to planning trips or, through the US.
Through the US.
Yes. So if you're in Jamaica, let them know, else you'd have to travel from Montego Bay to Amsterdam or via Canada if you have a Canadian visa, or you go through Panama and is it
Mm-hmm.
Amsterdam? I think Panama,
Yeah.
Amsterdam. But trust me, those roads are very long, very, very long. All right. There's a comment from Queen that says, how do I start? I just did my attestation. Can you give me a school to apply? Okay, so we have created many videos with links, and I think those links are still valid. So you
Yeah.
can go, if you have not yet subscribed to either of our channels, please do that, Georgia's Lifestyle and my channel as well, and just go through our videos. You'll see the titles. We have shared
Many
many
links are in
links.
the description boxes.
Yes,
Many
many
links
links, many
are in
links.
the description boxes. And
Yeah.
what you can also do is to just go ahead and do a Google search and just type in schools in Abu Dhabi, schools in
Yes.
Dubai, schools in Sharjah. You'll see lots of school names popping up. And you search their websites, look for the section that says careers or
Yes. Join us.
vacancies or
Yeah. Or join us.
or
And then
join
you,
us.
yes, you can click on that. Then you upload your CVs there. Okay, Queen. It is not too late. I think she's asking, is it too late
No,
to apply for
not
the next section? No,
no.
no,
If it's for August 2021, it's not too late. And if you
not
can
too
join,
late.
if you're up for joining at any time throughout the year, recruitment is always going on.
Always. It's never too late.
Mm-mm.
It's never too late to apply. It's never too late to send out your CVs. And as Georgia said, just do a random Google search. Start there, and then you can also search for recruiters in the UAE as well, like recruiters that recruit teachers for Dubai, for Abu Dhabi,
Mm-hmm.
and then you will see some lists going up. And we always recommend direct teachers, but based on your country right now, there are many restrictions that are coming up
Restrictions, yeah.
because of COVID. But start there. And it's very good that you got your documents attested. And that's a very good point for us to share with everyone.
Yes.
The minute you the minute you decide that, you know what, I want teaching at the UAE, I want to go to Dubai, I want to go to Abu Dhabi, get the documents attested. They,
Mm-hmm.
they can't be outdated. It's not like if you attest it this month and then the next 6 months it's outdated. No, it can't expire. So just get it attested. All right, just get it attested. So another thing that we can talk about is what do you do after you arrive in the UAE. We can talk about your accommodations, right? And you will get some information about this even in your offer letter, because
Mm-hmm.
they'll tell you if it's a shared accommodation or you'll get your own accommodation based on your family size. So if you're a family, they'll tell you otherwise. Some schools they'll give you a furnished apartment. Some schools will give you an allowance so that you can decide where you want to live.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And while they will give you the allowance, it doesn't mean that when you reach to Dubai airport or Abu Dhabi airport you will be left stranded. No, the school will
No.
put you up, they will put you up in hotels.
In the hotel, as
Or
long as they provide if it's allowance, they're gonna put you up for a week or
yes,
two and give you time to sort out your apartment.
yes, your apartment. So that's another thing that you can discuss as well with the school, your accommodation, understand what it means to get an allowance. And if they say it's an allowance, find out how much that allowance will be. Because when I
Yeah.
got my first offer, the allowance was like 2,500. Okay, 2,500,
Yeah.
and
And in
2,500
Abu Dhabi City,
can't get to
mm-mm,
nowhere good.
not in Abu Dhabi City.
Not in Abu Dhabi City, unless you are going to be renting maybe with 4 or 5 other persons. But you can't get a decent apartment in Abu Dhabi City for 2,500. So if I did not ask them what the allowance will be, because they said if I don't take the apartment, I could take the allowance and then get my own apartment and take my family. But when I asked them about that, the amount of money can't do nothing.
And trust me, that is still the case.
Here.
That is still the case right now because I spoke with somebody online last week. She's a Jamaican too, but she's already in Abu Dhabi. She was in Alain, but she's now moving to Abu Dhabi City. She wants
Mm-hmm.
the school has an apartment, but she wants to rent her own, and the allowance that they are giving her is $2,500
Here it
dirhams.
is. Listen,
Yeah,
me man. Stay in the
and
apartment.
she has family. So I said to
Where
her,
girl
you know what?
that
I said to her, you know what? Your best bet is better to take the accommodation.
take the accommodation. They will,
Yeah.
if you're a family, the minimum they will give is 2 bedrooms.
Yeah, that's what they're giving her.
Minimum.
2 bedrooms. 2 bedrooms they're giving
Yeah.
her, but
Plus
she's
living
negotiable.
room. And you can put a bed, an extra bed in the living room as well.
That's what
You
I
can
said
get
to
a
her because
sofa bed.
Mhm.
You pull it out at night, you fold it up in the day. But trust me, she will not get anywhere decent with 2,500 dirhams. Unless she plan to, I don't know how much people that are
And
going to
then
live with.
she's gonna end up be paying her utilities because
Okay.
once you rent on your own, then you're gonna have utilities to pay.
You will have
So
utilities to pay. Okay. All right. So I'm seeing some questions popping up. Happy Faces, her name is Marilyn. Her name is Marilyn. Thank you for telling us your names. And I sent you an email last week, Marilyn. So please check that email. I went on your website and I sent the email from there. So please check that for me as well. Okay. And please respond. Carrie said
you
I
have
will
to
have to
pay
pay for
for.
utilities and transportation.
Yes, there are a few schools who say you have to pay the youth like okay. My school tells me that utility is capped at 500. They pay the utilities, but they tell me it's capped at 500 dirhams. So if I
Mm-hmm.
go over that, then I'm going to I'll have to pay that. While some of them they put the utilities separate and then you have to pay it. But if you have to pay your utilities, it's not going to pass 500 dirhams. That's going to cover your what they call the AC or chiller bill, the water, the
Yeah.
light, capped at 500.
Yes, and trust me, it I don't unless you have a super big family, you will
Yeah.
pass that amount. That's a lot of money here to really pay for utilities. So, and if you're, listen, man, you say if you can work with JPS, and you know if you could turn off light and do this and do that, you will manage.
Mm-hmm.
You will manage because, and it's not even nowhere near to JPS. It's nowhere near because
Nowhere near. Mm-mm.
they produce their own oil, they produce their own electricity, and all the buildings in my area have the solar panels. So that means that electricity it is cheap.
Yeah, because I mean, they said mine is capped at 500 dirhams, and being in Jamaica now, I have to be consciously turn off the tap. It's like you're
Yes,
accustomed to running the water, and I have to be turn off the tap
exactly.
or turn off the lights up.
And hurry up
You
and
know,
take the show and get out.
you won't pass 500 dirhams. Well, I don't know what transportation is like in Al Ain, but I know it like in Abu Dhabi City, persons who have to find their way to work, they pay like they find a driver, like they have a bus, they find a
Mhm.
driver and they pay because I know that's what Black Girl TT does. and I think she pays 300 dirhams per month to the
Per
bus
month?
driver. Yes,
Mm,
per month. Yeah.
okay.
And she's like 30 minutes away from her school, and she pays like 300 dirhams per month for her for transportation.
Okay, that's good.
So yeah,
And then with the taxes, paying for taxes, it's fairly reasonable,
yeah.
and it's
And in a lane,
problem
I'm
the
sure she
teachers
won't be
stuff.
far from her school in a lane.
No,
So
I don't think so.
it won't be a lot.
Yeah, and then as even if you don't pay someone like what you're saying, Georgia, you can carpool with another
Car,
teacher. Depends on if you make friends, you can help that teacher cover gas, and gas
trust
is
me,
fairly
the
cheap.
Lord will make up. I remember I was carpooling in Dubai, and guess what? I was carpooling 50 dirhams.
50 dirhams.
Yes, because I mean, gas not expensive. Yeah, you just need
No,
to make friends and carpool, and trust
yes,
me.
gas is not expensive.
Mhm.
Gas is not expensive. Georgia, move a little to my to my left. I think you're right. Oh, me I do. Move a
Yeah.
little over. Yes, good.
Okay.
Yes.
Queen is asking, what is the salary for a non-native teacher?
Um,
Um,
is there a salary cut off for
there's no
non-native?
salary. Salary is just dependent on your years of service, your qualification,
Yeah,
your experience,
experience and qualification.
and a little bit what you call it now, location wise.
Yes,
It has
but
a
not
little
only
bit
with some.
to do
Only
with
with
local,
some.
and it's nothing, not
Mostly the
because of your
recruiters.
nationality. It's just where you're from and the value of the money,
The dollar, the value
the
of the
value of
dirham
the
can
dollar. So it has nothing to do that because you're from India, you're from Pakistan or Philippines.
here
It's just
or any of
location
the
wise.
African
And
countries.
I normally use this example to for them to understand that it's not because of where you're from. When it comes to the flight allowance,
Mm-hmm.
let's say the school will give me, let's say, 5,000 dirhams for flight allowance. If you're from India, you're not going to get the 5,000 dirhams because 800 dirhams can give you a round trip to India. So
Exactly.
you wouldn't get the same flight allowance that I get. So but salary is not fixed. It's just your years of experience, where you're from, years of experience, your qualification,
Mm-hmm.
what
And the rate,
else?
the value of the dirhams or the US
And
dollars
yeah,
in your
the
country.
dirham.
Mm.
Yeah.
Good
Excuse me for
point,
a minute
Georgia.
again.
That's okay. Go ahead. So Marilyn, you're just seeing my email. Thank you for reading it. So, Queen, I hope we helped you in terms of answering your questions, but don't be deterred about not being a native speaker. Make sure that you can speak English well, with good accent, good flow to your accent, and then make sure that pronunciation is good, and you have. I don't know if if it's the I call it IELTS. It's some people say eyelids, so I call it IELTS. That that English test that determines your proficiency in English, or TEFL, or TESOL, CELTA. Those courses, maybe some of those would be great to have along with your qualifications. You hear the trucks passing, so think about that one as well. So we're still on the topic what to do after you arrive in the UAE. So we have talked about contract, offer letter, we have talked about accommodation and allowance as well. We talked about utilities. So for most schools, they will cover the utilities, most of the school. But you will have schools that will ask you to cover utilities. And as Georgia is saying, you will pay something around 300 to 500 dirhams. And that's pretty reasonable. You basically could call it cheap here when you think about AC, gas, and light and water. So all of that will come under your utilities, and maybe municipality fee will come under that as well. Okay? So those are some of the things that you have to consider when you arrive in the UAE. So let's talk about communication in terms of communicating with your families back home. So here in the UAE, WhatsApp calls are banned. Yeah, WhatsApp calls are banned. So WhatsApp, Skype, Messenger calls on those platforms are banned. I think they have business Skype that the schools have access to, but those are paid, okay? And there is Georgia would better to talk about this one, but you can also use a paid VPN, okay? And yes, Happy Faces Academy, Marilyn, she's saying that she has been using Voting app with her friend in the UAE. And before I even go any further, please support my friend. Go over to her channel, Happy Faces Academy, please. If you're on my live, please support her, okay? She has her channel and she provides a wealth of information, um, especially geared towards teachers and children here in Jamaica, right? Stories and how to use the different apps, MOE website, all of that. Please support Happy Faces, okay? Georgia will talk about voting because she uses that app as well. So communication is very, very important. So when you arrive in the UAE, some you will. I don't. Are they still giving the free SIM card, Georgia?
Um,
They're still giving the free SIM
I
card to
know
tourists.
I got one. When did I go to Kuwait? I got one when I did the when I went to
Is it
Kuwait and
maybe it's
came back
around October, November 2019?
2019. I got it at that time.
Oh, I don't know if
And they
they're
didn't
still
give your
giving it.
husband money when he was
No,
coming
I
off
don't
December,
remember.
right?
I don't remember him getting Tashkin getting one in December. I don't remember that. I don't
Mm.
remember him getting a boating not boating
But
SIM card rather. But
the SIM
it's pretty
card.
cheap. Yes, it's pretty. The last one I bought, last time
It
I
is. I
bought
think
it
you
was
can.
about 55, 55
Yes,
dirham.
yes, and you can. Yeah,
And you can use your passport to
that's why.
purchase it.
Yes, the passport and the
And
that
the
visitor's
visa,
visa, the
yes,
visa.
and the
Yeah,
entry
you get
visa.
a visa. Mm-hmm.
You will use those
Mm-hmm.
two documents to purchase your
Yeah.
SIM card. You know, when I first got my SIM card here, another teacher who was here before, she was kind enough to purchase it for me with her Emirates ID
Yeah, and you will find
because
somebody who
I didn't take my passport with me the day we went to the mall, right? Because you know, so when I used to walk up and down with passport. I was
yes.
afraid passport lost, so I didn't walk with mine, and then I didn't want to go back and forth, so she just bought it. But there is a downfall to that because when that person's Emirates ID expires, so does my SIM card,
That
right?
the SIM card, yes.
Yes, and I was trying to reach out to her so many times. Said, please, when you get the new MS ID, let me know. Go to the office and update
Mm-hmm.
your details so I can keep my SIM card. She didn't do that. She
Mm.
did that. So I had to end up getting another SIM card and changing my number. And trust me, here
Oh,
in the UAE, when it comes to your phone number, it's very important. It's like your social security number in the US.
trust
Your phone
me,
number.
that number, information
Yes.
and everything with that number follows you.
Everything is attached to your cell phone number. Everything. So I had to pay money. I remember when I went to get before I got the second job, I needed a new police record, right? So instead of sending to Jamaica, you could get one in the country since I've been here that long. And then
Mm-hmm.
it was the old number, and I had to pay to change
Yeah,
over the number.
that happened to me too.
Yes, and trust me, it's a tedious process because they will be keep
Actually, I
sending
had,
important messages, Georgia, to that old number, and you will realize that you might even have a fine to pay and you don't even know about it because the stupid number isn't working
yes,
anymore. So it is very
definitely. I had
important.
an issue. I had an issue like that too, and the telephone number they had attached to my name, I didn't know that number at all. And apparently, it was the school's HR that filled out something on my behalf.
Oh,
And I was like, I don't know that number. I had to pay to clear it because that number would follow me. And if there's any fine associated with that number, it
yes,
will be under my name.
you are the one who will be paying for it. So that's another
Yeah.
thing that you have to take into consideration when you arrive to get your SIM card, to get your number registered. And even when last year when we just started doing the COVID test, they were sending my results to this number. And because of that, I couldn't go to school one day because I keep telling them I'm not getting any SMS
Mm-hmm.
say that this is my results, I'm negative or what. So I had to go to the COVID center myself, and they have to manually fingerprint again and take my ID again and
Yeah.
change everything. So it's very important. But SIM cards are very cheap. You can get a SIM card once you have your passport and your visa with you. It's very cheap. You can get it. You can buy even more than one, or you can get for somebody else. It doesn't
And
matter, but
it's important to
hmm
always until I get the Emirates ID to have that visa paper everywhere you go
and your passport. Make
and your
sure
passport.
keep it
Yeah.
cool. Don't lose it. All right. Let me take
So print like 2 copies of it or so on. Um.
see. Can you talk a little about boating? Knowing that WhatsApp
Okay.
calls
Okay.
are banned.
Yeah. So Botim. I use Botim because of course we can't make WhatsApp calls or Facebook call, no Skype call. The only way you can use those apps to make calls is if you pay for VPN. So
Mm.
you can pay for it for the whole year. I think purchase it in the US or wherever, I don't know. But you can only make calls with those if you purchase a VPN. So otherwise, I use Botim and Botim is 50 dirhams per month for the mobile Botim. If you want so if you pay for the wireless Botim, that's 100 dirhams per month. I think that one will allow you to make um WhatsApp calls. They have a mobile version Botim and the wireless one. One is for 100, but I do the 50 dirhams one.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and I have to pay for it, but whoever else you're going to call with it, they just need to download it. It's just an app for them, but in the UAE we have to pay for it.
Okay.
And but luckily, the phone plan I'm on now with Do
Mm-hmm.
give Do gives Botim as a bonus with my postpaid because I'm on a postpaid plan with Do. So Do gives me both.
Really?
Yeah, they give me Botim as a bonus, and they also allow me to choose one country that I can call free. Of course, Jamaica.
Really?
Of course, Jamaica is not on that list, so I
Is
chose.
that?
Right, Jamaica is not
Just
on that
ready
list,
to just
so
ready
I
to guys what
chose.
you.
I chose the US.
Oh yes, because
Yes, I can
you
always
have
call the
family
US
in the
free.
US.
Mhm.
Okay, that's great. That's great. But that's another thing because trust me, being in a foreign country and not being able to contact your family, it is not a good feeling.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a good. But there are ways, and yes, you can make straight calls once you have your phone, your number intact. You can make straight calls. It's just going to be expensive. But
Yeah.
once you have like a prepaid plan, what's prepaid? Prepaid is what? When you
When you buy the the data and the call time and the credit. You buy the credit.
When you buy
TV,
the credit and put it on, if it finish, you put on again.
yeah, yeah.
So the postpaid is the one that you pay that fixed amount every month.
Every month, right?
Oh, I have that one, but I get international minutes though. I get some
Yeah,
minutes.
I get national minutes with it and international minutes.
Okay, yeah, I
So
get that
I get
one as
national
well.
minutes, international minutes, the data, and then I get the voting with it and the US international. And I
And
pay what I think 200 or something dirhams I pay per month.
I think I pay 267 dirhams for mine.
Yeah.
So that's for your phone bill, for your cell phone. And then at home for my Wi-Fi. So that's another thing that you'll have to consider when you arrive in the
Yeah.
UAE, paying for your Wi-Fi. So my Wi-Fi covers home phone and TV as well. I don't watch the TV much in terms of the programs. I just use Netflix or YouTube.
Yeah,
So you
so
have to consider
home
that.
phone, home
Yeah,
phone, TV, and internet.
and
Yeah.
internet. So you get, I pay around 398.
Yeah, that's what I pay.
Yeah, 398. That's the minimum, I think. And when you arrive at your school, if your school is like mine, you will have different reps coming in, reps from Etisalat or Due, and those are the two companies, telecommunication companies in the UAE, and there's no competition with them because they're both owned by the government. Competition, yes, because they may have different packages, but they're one entity, just different names. So, in the country, the government basically owns all of those things, the transportation, telecommunications, and all of that, right? So,
And guess what?
hmm?
And guess what? People are friendly. Every time I moved into a new school, somebody
Mhm.
always like I'm new. Somebody always shares their Wi-Fi with me.
Yes.
You don't have to worry that okay, the means I'm gonna because I think it's a challenge to take out a Wi-Fi before having the Emirates ID.
You have to have it. You have to have
Yes,
it.
so yes,
Or if it's a promotion, they'll tell you, all right, we will take everything else. They take all your other documents. As soon as
documents.
they get the Emirates ID, then they will finish the process.
But luckily for me, I always find a good neighbor who shares their Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And
In Ruwais, they came and they did that for us. They basically set up the Wi-Fi and everything, and then when we got the Emirates ID, we just sent them in an email.
sent it to them. Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to think about Wi-Fi when you come to the UAE. That will be
Mm-hmm.
your bill. That will be your bill and setting up your phone. And then when you arrive again, we should have mentioned this earlier in terms of transportation from the hotel, from the airport, but it's never too late. When you arrive in the country, based on the arrangements that were made with your school, a driver will come and pick you up at the airport. Okay? A driver will come and pick you up, whether they will
Yeah.
have a card with your name on it or with the school name on it. So a driver will definitely be at the airport
At the
waiting.
airport waiting for you.
Yes, so don't be afraid. And if you are at the airport and you don't see anybody, make sure that you can make a call, something, or you can send a message to someone and say, call this or call this person for me.
Or call, yeah.
98, 99% of the time, somebody will be there waiting. And why I say 98 or 99, in my case, we made the arrangement for me to take a taxi, which was not a good arrangement, but it worked out to take a taxi to my accommodation. But here in the UAE, it is pretty safe in regards to you just going on a taxi. You don't even have to know the driver. You don't know where you're going, just give them the address
The address.
and they will take you there. They will take you. There are meter taxis. There are, cameras are in the taxis, so you are always
You'll be
monitored.
seen.
And
Mm-hmm.
the taxis, once you ask them for a receipt, they will print the receipt and give you as well as proof. So that's another thing. Don't worry about that. Okay. When you arrive at your apartment, at your accommodation, schools usually, from our experience, that is, schools usually provide tea
Little
or
little tea snack, little snacks.
yes, with little like a little welcome gift thing where
Okay,
you
yeah.
find little biscuits and something to make your tea, little sugar, little juice and milk, maybe a bread, a few eggs, little
Some
things.
water.
Yeah,
You get
water.
about
Yeah,
some water.
maybe not
And
much, but little things can make a
yeah,
sandwich.
definitely water, sugar,
Water,
coffee,
coffee,
tea,
tea,
and
bread,
maybe a biscuit or
and
bread.
crackers, and I got
Mm,
milk. Remember, I
I
got
think
milk
you'll
and
find
juice.
maybe like a tissue in the bathroom,
Yes,
maybe.
tissue. I got tissue. Oh,
And
yeah, but I got
of
tissue.
course your bed and your bed linens.
You got linens. Yes, I got comforters, duvet covers, towels, stuff like that. But if you have the space in your suitcase, guys, feel free to pack two towels, pack a flat sheet. Not all the schools will give you all of this. And,
Yeah, because
you don't know. You
my
don't,
current school, I don't know if it's because they know that I was already in the country or what, but I didn't get that last school. I didn't get any bed linen, so
you didn't get anything.
no. So if you can
Oh,
probably, it's
yes,
but
if you have the space, pack a little flat sheet or something, or a little fleece blanket.
all being well, as long as you're going to the new accommodation, it will. And you're coming into the country, it will be there. But
Yes, you will get
just in
something.
case,
In
just have your
case,
little towel, and and in this case, it's quarantine is going to be a must for you. Quarantine is going to be a must. So there are some things that you might won't be able to go out on the road and get for the next 14
mhm,
days after you arrive. So you will know some little things that you definitely will need within those 14 days if you aren't allowed to go outside. So
yes,
based on your needs, put those little things in your luggage
in
with
your
you.
in your luggage,
Yes,
yes. Pack your
because trust me, you
toiletries,
will have to quarantine. Huh?
Yes, pack the toiletries, your personal items, whatever you think you
Yes,
will
you're
need,
gonna
pack
have to
those.
quarantine.
Bring some sandwich, man. Bring two pack of crackers, couple bun if you're coming from Jamaica. Anything like that hey, mosquito in here, Georgia. Sorry to stop like that, but I feel one a while ago. Just make sure you pack your toiletries that you'll need and food items as well. Make sure you pack your food items,
Right.
okay? Make sure your toothpaste and stuff like that because you will definitely be on quarantine and most likely you will get the watch.
The watch. So,
You will get the watch on your hand.
and that watch means once you put it on,
Can't
there's
move.
no going outside.
No, maybe 50 meters or 100 meters, anywhere beyond that, you will definitely get a call like, Madam, where are you going? Why did you leave the building? You have to, yes.
And
And
that's
if
a
you are
huge
going
fine.
somewhere,
That's a huge fine.
5,000. Today I was telling somebody about it. 5,000 dirhams. That's over 2,000 US dollars.
5,000
That's almost,
dirhams.
yes, almost 2,000 US dollars. Okay. You don't want to pay that fine. You don't want to pay that fine. So do not take it for granted. You will
Right.
be in quarantine, unlike some countries when you arrive. You will definitely be in quarantine. Once it's Abu Dhabi. Dubai, maybe Dubai, yes, you will be able to stay in Dubai and then travel around Dubai and then you can go into Abu Dhabi. But if you arrive at Abu Dhabi airport as a visitor, quarantine.
And guess what?
Well,
Quarantine in the UAE is kind of a luxury. Because guess what? It's 3 meals per day. When
yep.
you're in quarantine, the government they provide you with 3 meals per day, and
Hmm.
they come and get and do your laundry. They come and take your laundry out to wash and take it back to you.
Yes, and hopefully they can get to make little orders in.
Yes, and hopefully, yeah, once they
Yes.
download Of course, yeah.
Calabar.
But and download Carrefour and get the
Mhm.
groceries in.
And
But
when you're
trust
in the
me,
US, get
when you're
treat
going
good
to get your
treatment.
breakfast and your lunch delivered to your door when you're on quarantine.
Good
I
treatment.
remember,
Good treatment.
yeah, I remember my friend was saying, I'm here living the life, no cooking my I just call and give my order every day. What's on the menu today? And they
Really?
come and they come and pick up your clothes to wash it. Well, if you want to give them, because you're gonna have washing machine. That's if you want to
Yeah.
give it to them to
Yeah.
wash.
Depends on how the
Mm-hmm.
depends on the accommodation or where they're keeping you. But keep,
Yeah.
and that's another thing too as well, Georgia. I'm happy you brought that up. Make sure that you talk to your HR, the school HR, or whoever you're in communication with about quarantine process, coming into
Mm-hmm.
the UAE and what you have to do, whatever restrictions. Make sure that you are aware of them before you arrive in the UAE.
Yeah.
Yes. So
And you
COVID
know,
restrictions, vaccination, precautions, whatever things like that. Speak to your HR. You are saying, Georgia?
as you said that, yes, as you mentioned the word vaccination. I spoke to a subscriber yesterday too, and she went out and took her first dose yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to point out to her that and that ended up make caused her to make a decision because she had two offers where to go, because she went out and took the the AstraZeneca. AstraZeneca is in Jamaica. Yeah,
Yes.
and coming into the UAE, she wouldn't be able to get that's a second dose of the AstraZeneca there,
You would have to
because
wait maybe 3 or 6 months before she can take another dose.
she had to change and take a different
So three or
yeah.
three doses.
So, but based on the last Abu Dhabi communication that I saw as of August 20th,
Mm-hmm.
um, teachers will have to be vaccinated.
Yeah. And
Abu Dhabi.
another thing
Abu
is that
Dhabi.
before I even move on, Marilyn is saying, thanks for the confidence. Yes, she's new on YouTube, but you'll do great, darling. You are doing well, and it's a process. It does take time, so don't give
Okay.
up on YouTube. Just keep going. You know we are here to support you. All right. Don't want to
Mm.
miss any of the comments. But Georgia, this is a very serious topic, and a lot of teachers in Jamaica, based on what I'm reading, especially on social media, because we are on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
We are on Facebook, and a lot of persons are saying, "Oh, we are not going to take it." We are not here to debate who will take it or who will not take it. That's a
No,
personal
it's
choice.
a
What we
personal
are here
life.
to, what we are here to do is to inform you and to let you be more aware of what is happening in the UAE, especially in Abu Dhabi. Not in Dubai. I've
Yeah.
not heard anything about Dubai or the other Emirates,
Mm-hmm.
but here in the UAE, keep saying the UAE, here in Abu Dhabi,
Abu
come
Dhabi.
August 20th, as Georgia said, all teachers will or should be vaccinated before August 20th with 2 doses. Okay?
I think the thing that I got, it said that if you're a new teacher, they're going to there's a time frame, a window. If you're a new teacher coming in,
Mm-hmm.
you must take your first dose by a particular date,
Yeah.
your second dose by a particular date. So they're making accommodations for new teachers coming in to give them
Okay.
a start date and an end date by when they should have the second dose.
Okay. And
Yeah.
Perry is sharing with us that she took her 2 doses already. Good job.
Okay.
That means you're ready to enter the UAE. And let me tell you, you see, this country, they're not going to ask you if you are in support of it. They're not
No.
going to ask you your opinion on it, what you think. Kalas, no, they don't. They say, Kaliwali, they don't care. They're not going to ask you that. If you want to take it, you take it. if you don't want to take it, please book your flight.
Yeah.
Or you go to another
No,
Emirates to teach. But it's definitely
they're not telling you that you must take. They're still simply gonna say to you, in order to come to work, you should be fully vaccinated. So you decide if
yes,
you want to come to work or not.
yes, yes. You have to move to another Emirates. You have to take um leave that job and go from Abu Dhabi and go to another Emirate. And let me tell you, and I've shared this already. It was the day of the 14th, the day of the 14th, and I know say right to that not the 14th, the 15th, and I know say right my COVID test will expire today. The negative result will expire today, but because I've taken the test already, I said it will come in the
Mm-hmm.
morning as well. So I'm just gambling and say, all right, by the time I reach school, I will get the result on the app. So I get dressed, boarded the school bus and all of that, and I drove about half an hour more to school. And when I reached the gate, the result never come yet.
And they're not gonna let you in on the compound, you know.
And I let me in.
Right, you better go back
And let
home.
me in.
Yeah.
And luckily, that's why I say I have to live good with people, because another teacher was coming and she just and she said the keys are in the van. Just be back here by 2:30. Simple. She said the keys are in the van. Don't worry yourself. And I had to set up my class, make sure that my class was set up on Teams, contact my TA and my supervisor before I left out of the
Mm-hmm.
Wi-Fi range. And I have to
Mm-hmm.
go back home. And trust me, when I reached home, it came on the app.
It came on the app.
And that was just the negative result. If you don't have the negative results on the app, you can't enter the
You
school.
can't enter the school. And I
So that
mean, when it
happened to
comes,
me.
yeah, when it comes to safety and whatever they think is safe, trust me, there's no, not because you are Miss this or Mr. that.
They
If they
don't
say this
care.
is the case, it goes for everybody.
Everybody. And
And
they're
guess
not going
what?
to pay the fines. The school is not going to pay the fine just for you.
And that is it. They get random inspection from the
From
health
ahead.
health
Yeah,
and
and from
safety.
the health
Yes, from
authority.
ADEC. They just they just walk into the school and they'll ask a random person, "May I see your COVID result? May I see your COVID result?" And
Yep.
it's the school that they're going to fine. So this to in order for them not to pay a fine, they're not going to let you in on the school compound without. So get used to
And
having your nose swabbed every what? Every
every
12
14
days?
days. 12
So
to
every 12
14
days
days.
for me.
Yeah. 12 days
Yeah.
for you. 14 for me. And if they say otherwise, then I have to get it done. You can't ask no question. Just do it and send in the result. Without sending in the results, you can't go. So this is what we are showing you. If they are strict like this for the negative COVID test, and they say come August 20th, and I shared that link already. I'm going to look for it and I'll share it again. Whereas
Mm-hmm.
public places, restaurants, malls,
The malls,
recreational
the
centers,
hotel.
gyms, hotels, places like that. If you are not fully vaccinated, your entry to these places will be restricted. Okay?
Yeah.
Will be restricted once you are 15 and above, because they are allowing children that are 15 and above to take the to take the vaccine.
The vaccine.
Right. So this goes for everybody, for staff, for cleaners, for bus drivers, for bus attendants, for
Mm-hmm.
students above 15. So if you are not fully vaccinated, you will not be able to go to work after August 20. And guess what? All teachers in the UAE will return to work on August 22.
22.
22. So they know what they're doing. And so far, Abu Dhabi has vaccinated 96% of its target
Abu
group of
Dhabi is
people. The
I
highest in the
keep saying it's the
world.
strictest, it's the strictest Emirates.
Emirates, yes, and it's also the only city. I think it's the city in the world that has the most vaccinated people.
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi, yeah, Abu Dhabi. So that is something to consider, guys, when you arrive. And I'm saying this because I'm seeing in the media, our prime minister here in Jamaica, he put out something about different treatment for vaccinated or unvaccinated teachers. I did not
Yeah.
read the article. I did not go in depth because certain things I don't read. We learn from my own business. If you're not concerned, me leave it alone. We're not taking up that headache. I have my own headache coming on August 20th. But I'm saying persons are fighting against one thing in their own country. And when they go to another country, they have to abide by it. So that me can't wrap my head around. But as I said, we not go we not go
Yeah,
argue.
I just have to do what we have to do, and
Yeah, yeah, because
um, trust me, this virus isn't going anywhere. If we notice, as soon as we think we're finished, we hear of a second wave, a third wave, and so whatever we have planned to do, we just better go ahead and do it,
and do it.
and
Yeah.
not. I know persons are saying, I'm waiting on COVID to finish before I travel or before I do this. Then you're going to be left sitting in the same place. Trust
Same
me.
here, because COVID not wait for nobody.
Mm-hmm. Ain't waiting on anyone, yo.
Yeah, COVID is not waiting on anybody. You just have to follow the precautions. Take your own
Mm-hmm.
personal step. The other day, I was with a group of people, some friends, from church, and I was the only one who was wearing a mask. It was outside of church. I just went to help, so they could help me to get my braids out, and one of the comment was, if me afraid me catch COVID. So I'm saying to myself, but you could catch it from me as well. You know, when you protect yourself, when you're wearing a mask, you're not only protecting yourself, you're protecting others. So a lot of persons will think that you are shunning them or you are afraid to be around them or something like that when you are constantly wearing your mask. And here in the UAE, you have to constantly
It's not an
wear the
option.
mask. Not
It's
an
an Oh,
option.
my battery
Not
died.
an option.
Not an option. It has to.
You will
Yep.
pay fines up to 4,000, 3,000 dirhams for not wearing a mask. Simple as that. Okay,
Gonna
so
get my charger.
keep that in mind as well. Go ahead, Georgia. Go ahead. And as we continue with this discussion, if there's anything, guys, that you want us to talk about as we move along, feel free to drop your comments in the comment section. Feel free to ask your questions. Okay. Let me find this other. So, all right. So we are now going to talk about some tips on how to pass your probation period, and I'm talking about this because this is a question that was asked. Someone asked me this question the other day on Instagram. They are a little, should I say, worried about what the probation period would be like. So we can talk about that. And if you have any questions with that as well, feel free to drop your questions in the comment section about how to pass your probationary period. And every school here in the UAE, they have a probationary period. Some probationary period lasts up to 3 months and some 6 months. Okay. My probationary period was 6 months for both schools here in the UAE so far. 6 months. So that is something that you have to consider as well when you start working. And within, let me give Georgia a little time to come because uh, since we both have different experiences in terms of the schools that we taught at before and teaching now, I'm just going to give her a few minutes to join. Feel free to ask your question, guys, as well. And I'm going to let me find this article that you can go ahead and do your own independent reading about quarantine and vaccination and all of that come August 20, all right? So give me a minute, let me find that article and I will share it in the live chat. Oh, on August. All right, Vanessa, give me a minute. I'll read your comment in just a minute. Let me just share this link. So the article that I'm going to share with you guys, you can read more about it. COVID vaccination and what will happen in Abu Dhabi from August 20. And if you just go on Google, you can do your own research as well, and then you will see different news articles popping up. And those articles will even give you links to the government websites that you can go to, even to the Twitter accounts and what has been posted on Instagram as well. Okay. All right. So to your question, Vanessa, I have only my teaching license and bachelor's. Do you think having a master's degree makes a big difference in getting a job offer? And does the master's degree increase the salary significantly? No, it doesn't. In my experience, Vanessa, UAE first looks at your degree, okay? Once you have your bachelor's degree in the area in which you want to teach, that is the first thing that they will look at, okay? They may consider your master's degree once you're coming in. But say for instance like me that did my master's while I was working in the UAE, it doesn't change what I'm getting right now. Hopefully, when I move on to another school, then my salary will change. Understand? Hopefully, it will change. They will consider it then. But no, they're not considering it. Okay, they're only considering my degree. So, I think Georgia has an experience with this. You can, I'll just read the comment again when Georgia comes back. But if you're coming into the country as a new teacher with your masters and everything, I think it will determine your salary because it shows that you have more qualifications or you're more qualified. Then that's a better word. You're more qualified. Okay. It's saying page not found. All right. I'm going to share it again. Maybe because I typed I type that I type a little message at the top, and then it cut off the link. Let me do it again. Let me do it again. Yeah, it come up. See? Try it again, please. I sent another one. Maybe because I typed the message before, but let me know if you can access the link now. I just can't. I got it. Fine. Welcome home. Can somebody let me know if you can access the link? Got it. All right. Thanks, Samantha. And if you just go to Google, you do any random search, you will find it. You'll find it. I think I can. Let me see if I can find another one as well. Yes, good. Kajil Times. This one is from the National. Very good, happy faces. Yes. Kajil Time will help you as well. And you can also check golfnews.com. So I'll pull that one up as well. And keep in mind that when you see these articles, it will show the date June 28th, because that was the time when they made this decision. So they are giving everyone enough time. So you'll see, here's another link. You'll see that the article was written around June 28, June 29, run about there. All right. So here's another one, and this one is from Gulf News. So these are credible sources to get news from here in the UAE. Tajil Time, as Happy Faces suggested, National, GulfNews.com, just to name a few. All right. And this is one from CNBC.com. Let me share this with you as well. And this is just to, give you information. So that you'll be more aware of what is happening. So I'll share this one as well. All right. So welcome to everyone. If you're just joining us on the live, I've just shared a few links so that you can get more information about the changes that will happen here in Abu Dhabi. Not here, but in Abu Dhabi come August 20 in regards to vaccinated and unvaccinated persons. Okay. So we are going to be talking about tips, sharing some tips on how to pass your probation period. All right. And as I said earlier, if you have any questions on that, please go ahead and share your questions. We'll be happy to answer them or try our very best to do that. All right. So as I said earlier, some schools vaccination time the period is 3 months, and for some it is 6 months. Okay. Now, as a teacher, you have to read your contract, okay, or the offer letter. I'm not sure if you get your contract before or after probation. I think I got mine after probation, and there are a lot of things in that contract that stipulates what will happen to you during probationary period, or your labor contract, which is basically the same thing. So you have to make sure that you understand everything in these in that document. Okay, so during your probationary period, it's just like, as a teacher, we're all used to this, right? We're all used to getting observed, getting appraised, and all of that. It all happens during your probationary period. And as you know, as the word says, it's no different here versus in Jamaica or in any other country. Once you're on probation, you're going to be trying your very best to keep the job, to get the contract. All right? You're going to try your very best to get the contract or to keep that job, because during your probationary period, you, the teacher, can also, if you decide to leave the job, you can leave the job without any penalties, right? Any fines being placed on you. So you don't have to worry. I said, okay, if I break my contract, this and that will happen to me. Nothing will happen to you during your probationary period. Okay. So it is a time that allows teachers as well to make that final decision, so to speak, that if you want to continue with this job, you want to stay in the country. So the probationary period will give you that choice, give you that opportunity to think about it. Was this the best thing to do for myself and my family? Okay. And another thing that might happen is that the school may not keep you on after your probationary period, right? A lot of teachers will come and they don't pass their probationary period. They were not offered the contract, or that letter to say, congratulations, you're now a part of our team or our staff or something like that. It's different with every school, but basically that's what it means. Whether they'll keep you or not, you will be observed, you will be appraised. Some of the appraisals or observation, they will be announced. That means they'll tell you exactly when they're coming, the day and the session, which lesson they will want to see. Another one is that they'll just tell you which week they will come, right? So you'll prepare for that week. And some schools, they'll just not tell you anything, man. They're just gonna come in. After a while, they're just gonna be passing through, just walk through, random walkthroughs, all right? But every single one, they can gather information about you, and decide whether or not they want to keep you on after your probationary period. Someone on Instagram was asking that if it's like a gamble, because you're in the country, you resign from your job in Jamaica or your home country, wherever you're watching this live stream from, or you decide to leave the country and say, all right, I want to take up this job offer in Abu Dhabi. But when you look, you'll see that the probation lasts for 6 months. That's almost one full school year. So you'll be working for that 6 months, not knowing if you will stay on. Anything can happen within that 6 months. And yes, it is a gamble. Yes, you'll get a little anxious or nervous. But for me, the number one tip that I can give is just do your best. Just be the best teacher that you can be. All right. And being the best teacher is not only about teaching lessons, it's about how you communicate with your students, the relationship that you have with your students, and also parents as well. Okay, how you relate with your co-workers, it's very important, because if they realize that you are someone who is always in some sort of mix-up or drama, it's here as it's in Abu Dhabi as well. You'll find situations, you find yourself in situations where, like, how the hell did I get into this? Some drama. Are you that type of teacher that's always in some drama, some mix up, causing some problems? these are things that people will look out for. It's like nobody's gonna watch you. You're thinking nobody's watching you, but yes, somebody, might be watching. You don't know who, right? Some classrooms have cameras in there, so sometimes you think that no one came to observe me, but they don't really need to come into your classroom at times. If there's a camera in your classroom, they can just watch what's the recording. If you're on Teams and you record your lessons online, they don't have to come into your session. They can just watch the pre-recorded lessons, or what the recording from the previous lessons rather. So my main tip to get you through that probation is be the best teacher you can be. Not only to teach lessons, but build relationships with your students, with your co-workers, and with your parents if possible. All right? Georgia, would you like to share something about and any tip on how to pass your probation, your experience if you wish to share anything like that?
Um, be or you're a teacher, but be teachable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your superiors must be able. You might already know some things that they're trying to tell you, but don't act like you know it all. So listen to your superior. Um, I always say ask questions. Um, be punctual to work, um,
Mm-hmm.
punctual to your lessons. As a primary teacher, you are going to be having some unassigned periods throughout the day. So when your class has Arabic or Islamic studies or one of the specialist area subjects, PE and so on, um, yeah, you have to leave the classroom and to give that teacher who's taking over the class their space. Make sure that you're back in the classroom at the right time for your next lesson. So be on time for work, be on
Mm-hmm.
time for your classes. Make sure you are providing the kids with feedback. Parents can be very demanding at times in terms of the sending you an email and they feel like you didn't respond to them in the time frame that they wanted you to respond. But make sure you are responding to parents email. Make sure when you respond you're using the right tone, because trust me, they will call administration.
Yes.
Parents, yes, they will
Yes.
call administration. So make sure you, and all of this is happening inside your probation period, outside of the probation
And
period. But
outside. Yeah.
probation, yes, but make sure that you are providing the parents with timely feedback. If, when they message you, you are marking the kids' work.
Yes.
Yes, make sure you're marking their work. Of the parents will check their books too, and call the school. Some of them they love to call ADEC, or
Mm-hmm.
they love to call the school.
Yeah, they won't even call admin. They will go
They won't
straight
even
to
call admin. They go straight to ADEC, and ADEC is the Ministry of Education in Jamaica.
yeah, basically.
Yes. So make sure you're providing feedback in the kids' book. When you're on probation, there is no you can't be absent from work. Well, you're absent, that's no pay. You
Yes,
don't
you
get
can.
a paid leave. Yes. So
Yes.
try as much as possible during your
Not to be
probation
absent.
period not to be absent from work. You might fall ill, and then that's a given. If you can't go, you just can't go. A strategy that worked for me um while I was in my probation period, and even after that, there were times when I felt ill, but what I did was I still went to work and I tried
Mm-hmm.
to go along to do my lessons up until at least half of the day.
Yes.
And then once you go to them and say I'm really not feeling well, but I force myself to go to work.
Yes. Go
And
to
then
work.
I realize I can't manage and I go and I'm really not feeling well. I have to go home.
And then
And
they will see.
yes,
Yes, they
and
will
especially
see.
now in the pandemic, because they don't want you to turn up to work with any form of COVID symptoms. As long as you call in and you say you're not feeling well, they're going to say to you, stay home, especially during this pandemic. They're going to say stay home. But as much as possible, be punctual to work, to your lessons, listen to your superior, um, doing your lesson plans. Guys, I don't like writing lesson plans. From I was in Jamaica, I don't like writing lesson. But in the UAE, if they say the plans are due today, it must
Mm-hmm.
be ready today. If they say plans are due at 3 o'clock on a particular day, make sure your lesson plans are ready.
Already, yes.
Yes. And all in all, you just need to be a dedicated teacher. And what I find there, they are what do you call it? What's this word I'm looking for? um Once you go through the school gate, it's business. There is
Yes.
no, yes, accountability. So
Yes, a lot of accountability, trust me.
accountability,
Mm-hmm.
yes, so make sure you're just in line with all of that. And some things you're not going to understand in the beginning, and you're gonna have to ask questions, but they do personal development workshops. So
Yeah. That's
just
when, remember you said, one of the things that they have to be teachable. And that's
yes.
where, that comes in, because when you're new, you will want to learn new things.
Hmm.
You want even to use the whiteboard, even to use the projector,
Yes,
something. But if you are not teachable, if you're not willing to take criticism or take instructions, trust me, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. And
yeah,
sometimes you're going to feel as if you have never taught a lesson before
yes,
when you are
yes,
introduced to all of this new curriculum and new technologies and way of teaching and culture and all of that. Yes, it's going to be overwhelming at times, but you just have to be
yeah.
strong. You have to keep your why at the forefront. Why is it that
Yes,
you started this thing in the first place? Okay, why
yeah.
is it? Okay.
Just because I did have a meltdown. I did have a meltdown moment
Oh
when I was
my.
on my probation. Yes. And I remember asking myself, and like I said, God, what is me take upon myself? I just, God, what is me take upon myself? And but I remember that evening I went home, and like you said, my why, I remembered in the back of my head, I was like, Georgia, remember you resigned your job already?
You have nothing to go back to.
You have to make this work. And guys, and what, let me tell you, it wasn't the work that was stressful. It wasn't the work. Because one thing I find, the teachers, they are supportive. If you call and say, can you show me how to use this, they're going to help you. And even the kids in the class, they're so
Yes, they
technological
know. They
inclined.
know.
Miss, you need to turn on this. Miss, they're gonna support you. So it wasn't the work
But
that
it's
was
just
too
everything
hard.
else. It's just over with. The
Right.
newness of things. The newness of
Yes.
things.
Yes, it wasn't the work that was too hard or stressful. It was those group of boys I got. And
Oh,
yes, I
the
was
grade six. Was it the grade six or the
the
grade
grade
four
six
class?
boys. The grade six boys. I was their third teacher in the space of 3 months.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So it's like there was nobody there to, you know, to instill the discipline in them from day one. And then they had a new teacher, and then this new teacher come again.
I
And
have.
they said,
So
carry
it
you go up
slowly changes.
carry you go up Maca tree. They did carry me up there. Yes.
You survive. You survive. And you
And
say you go
yeah,
home
but
and you refocus and say, you know what?
yes, and
No, I am here
and
and I'm
find a
going to
new
find ways.
strategy to
Yes.
deal with them. And like I said, it was just their behavior. But the vice principal and the principal, they did support me. They split the class and took, yes, they did in the end split the class and took a half of them. So when I was having English lessons with them, they took a half of them, and yes, so support is there.
Yes, you found a
But
way to
yeah, but
work
after I
around.
got used to know, and then you're gonna realize you have to change some things that worked in Jamaica in the classroom for you, that you could, some behavioral strategies that worked.
You
Leave
can't
them at
visit.
Jamaica. As
Can't leave
much
it.
as
You have to leave them. Can't even carry
yes.
it on a plane.
That's even funny
But
plane.
Georgia, before we move any further,
Shouting is one. And the simplest one is shouting. Shouting
Georgia,
to them is like,
all that Georgia, all that.
mhm,
Let me not miss these comments. When
okay.
you when you stepped away, Vanessa was asking about that. Do you think having a
Mhm.
master's degree makes a big difference in getting a job offer?
If it's a master's in education, I think it will make a not a huge difference,
Yeah.
but it will make a difference as long as
It
it's
will
an
make a difference.
master's in education. It will make a difference.
Okay.
Yeah, because I remember, I think I was saying it to you, Terina.
That's
If
why I
I
told
had
her
my
that I would ask the
yes,
question again.
if I had my master's attested when I was getting my job, then
Yes.
I would have gotten a better salary. Yeah, because it
Yes.
wasn't
Okay.
attested,
This
so it
current
doesn't.
job.
This current job, yeah.
Okay. Because I was sharing them with them my experience, seeing that when I completed my master's degree, I already got the offer and signed off to that salary already, and they weren't about to change
Oh,
it. Yes. So, and even when I submitted it to admit and everything, they didn't change it. So, my
no,
master's
because
degree
you
not
still have to
affected.
stick to what you signed to. Yeah, that's another thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's another thing I don't like to, that's
Mhm.
another thing to talk about because if you're at a school and it's a good school to work at, you have established yourself, you're comfortable, and you say, okay, this is a school I can grow in terms of personal development, not necessarily professionally where you want to be a coordinator or a VP or anything like that, but you see yourself staying at this school and growing, right? Whatever salary you start off with from year one and year five, you renew your contract after your 3 years or 2 years, it's the same salary rolling over.
Mm-hmm. The
Same
same
salary.
salary. The only way the salary change is if you take on like a grade leader position. And once
Yes,
you take on the grade leader position and they say this is the salary, and you keep that grade leader position, it's going to be your salary until thy kingdom come.
exactly. Exactly. That's what
Yeah.
I don't like that part of it. But guess what? If you
But there's
leave
some
that
schools
and
too.
come and do like a year with another school and come back to this school, you get an increase.
Yes, but some schools do give an increment every time you finish a contract period. But the increment,
Okay.
then again, the increment is like, because the first school that I was at, the increment is like probably 400 dirhams extra or 800 dirhams extra. It's still not a
Oh,
lot.
okay.
And
When
then
I
there
was my first school, when I was being offered the year leader position, it was about 750 dirhams extra.
and in most schools it goes up to just 1,000 dirhams extra
Yeah, but
when
that
you
is
take it
something.
like
That is something. I'm not my school. Nope, not no, not this current school.
yeah. Hmm.
All right. There's another question here. It's from Mr. Thor. My ticket has been bought to go to the UAE. However, I have to go through Canada, but I do not have a Canadian transit visa. Do you
Wow.
know any any way any way around that? I think that's what he's saying. But
But
but why would you go to Canada if unless
yeah, who gave them that route?
that yeah, who gave them that route instead of somewhere else where you could have gotten a transit visa? Because unless you have the transit visa, you will not be able to enter Canada.
And I
So if
think
you
Canada,
have
I
time,
think to go
huh?
through Canada, coming from Jamaica, it's not just a transit visa. You'd have to have a Canadian visitor's visa
A visitor's visa.
for Canada. Yeah, not a transit. You'd have to have the Canadian tourist visa.
Okay, you have experience in that
But
area.
Mr. Saw, did you give them that? Did you give them that route?
Yeah, why would they book it to Canada? I think they usually ask
Um,
you.
they usually ask you the route that you're gonna travel, and if it is that you don't have a US visa, then the route is via what? Panama, Amsterdam. I'm not sure about Germany.
Yes,
I'm going through Europe now because of the pandemic.
the
I
COVID.
don't know
Yeah,
if
the COVID
UAE.
restriction. So they
Yes,
could check
UAE.
that.
Mm-hmm.
They could check that because I don't remember. Yes, as one of our friends, some problem with her traveling that side, and then
Mm-hmm.
US would not take.
But yes, Mr. Thor, who did that route?
He said no. He said that he did
Uh-huh.
not give them that. He did explain that he didn't have any visas to those places. So
Um,
you can't
Contact
travel to
them
other
soon,
places.
Mr. Thor. Contact them soon. Let them call the travel service and do some form of change because they can do
They can
that.
change. They
Yes,
can
they
change
can
the
change
ticket.
them. Tell them. Mm-hmm.
They can change the ticket because these schools, trust me, the amount of money they pay for these tickets, you and I are not going to get that amount of money. No, we're going to get it more. They get it cheaper than us. The schools will get it cheaper than us. They have their uh, what you call these people, Georgia, that work with the
Mm-hmm.
travel. They're travel agents. They have their people, the PRO who contact the
The
travel agent.
PRO,
So
yes,
they
yes.
can change it, Mr. Thor. Don't They can change it, whether the ticket. And how can they buy the ticket and not asking? And you
And
tell
not
them,
ask, yeah, they should ask you your route. So, coming from Jamaica, you're gonna have to go the Panama, Amsterdam route.
okay, yeah, tell them about
Mm-hmm.
that one. Panama, Jamaica, Panama, Amsterdam, then Dubai.
But from Jamaica to Canada, it's not definitely not a transit visa. You're gonna need a Canadian tourist visa.
Yes, a
Like when you
Canadian.
have a US like you'd have a US visa, you're gonna have to have a Canadian visa to use that route.
And then he had another message, he had another comment that he was commenting with happy faces,
I was looking at
saying
Europe.
that he read Europe require a transit visa as well, and the ticket is already bought. But I've known persons who have traveled from Montego Bay. You're
Uh-huh.
in Jamaica, right? We are assuming that traveled from Montego Bay to Germany, and
Germany.
from
Mm-hmm.
Germany to Dubai, or Montego Bay, Germany, then Abu Dhabi. Maybe you stop in, what's this place? Jordan? Was it? I think
Not
it's
sure.
Jordan. That was a longer road. I remember um, getting the ticket myself for that one in 2018 for someone. But it's Montego Bay, Germany, Dubai. That's the closest one. Okay.
Yeah, but like Happy Faces, is it Marilyn?
Yeah, Maryland.
Yeah, like she's saying though, definitely as soon as possible contact your school's HR because you
And
don't want
check
to
it.
turn up okay.
Okay, I was asked to apply for the Canadian transit visa, which I did, and it's free of cost. Okay, but I am not aware of the processing time. I will let them know those rules. Yeah, thank you. You're
Okay.
welcome. Yes, let them know the alternative. Let them know the alternative.
I
But
think we can probably ask that which of the
mhm,
routes Sabrina took this time and see exactly and probably he could
I think that's the one, Sabrina,
send
the
you
Amsterdam one.
the Amsterdam, Panama, right?
Yes.
See if you can get
That's
the route from her and pass let him send you a
all right.
let him send you a message.
Mm-hmm.
See
Yeah,
if you can
man.
get the route from Sabrina and then let him send you a inbox you and then you just share the route with him. so
Okay.
he can pass it. But that, yeah, but I think that's the easiest way to get in without having the visas.
Okay. You can, Mr. Thor, you can connect with me on Instagram. Digital Moments with Tarina. I don't know the underscore whatever. I don't know where in that the underscore is, but you can also. I'm not. Yeah, but Facebook definitely. All right. You can find me on Facebook at Tarina Everyoung or Tarina Young Davis. That's my business page on Facebook. You can find me on those two pages. You can send me a message. I'll definitely respond once I'm available. And then we can move on from there in terms of guiding you if you need more help. But definitely get in touch with the school as soon as possible. But that can change one tool to change the tickets.
Yeah, and I see this red list of countries that they have now. You have to be careful with the
Yeah.
booking.
Yes. But that's not smart though.
Yeah, I think
It's
that
not
they should
smart.
have
That's
asked. They
weird.
should have confirmed with you the route.
Yeah, before I asked him about the visas that he have,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
instead of, and
Mm-hmm.
so it's not, it's not surprising because I remember one of our colleagues, Georgia, they didn't even ask her if she had the US visa. They just went ahead and booked the flight, and
Oh
she,
yeah.
yeah, she thinks
Yes.
that
And
because
guess
she
what?
had the
Turned up at the
UAE
airport.
visa, it
We thought
was
we could go
okay.
to the US.
Yeah, and when she reached, she couldn't go no further because she thought that she was going to Dubai. So she just transit. But if not, if not, no, let me put it here. Um, I'm gonna write it, Mr. Thor. It's Tarina Young Davis. That's it, Tarina Young Davis. Okay, or Tarina Ever Young, but any one of them you send me the message through. But I'll get it quickly through my business account instead of the personal one. You're welcome. You're welcome. But definitely check that out. And I hope they're just being legit,
Let
I
me
know
let
that
me
would be one of some
let me
schools just
uh
you
message her in the meantime and see if I get a response and get the route.
Oh, Sabrina.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay, okay. All right. Yeah, man, do that. Do that and see. Um, and you can also get a transit visa for the US as well. Instead of the 10 years visa, if you have once you have you have your offer letter, you have your, I'm gonna say contract because I don't know if they're gonna send you the contract. But if you have your offer letter and you have the UAE visa and whatever to prove that you just need to transit, you might get the transit visa, which would be a lot quicker, I think, and easier to get. A friend of mine, she got the transit visa for her entire family. Instead of,
Mm-hmm.
the 10-year visa, you would really want a 10-year one. But if you get the transit, go ahead and take it. You can apply for the 10-year after. Hi, Alicia. Welcome, my dear. Thank you for joining us. And you know the drill, hit the thumbs up button when you join. Elisa, we are talking about what to do after you arrive in the UAE and also tips on how to pass your probationary period. So if you want to scroll up, you can see some of the comments. But if you have any questions on those topics or any other topic, because once we have the live, we will just jump from any topic. any topic. Um, then try again, no, Mr. Thor. Since it expired, try again, okay? I had a transit visa for the US previously, but it expired. It was processed within less than 2 weeks, I think. Try again, man.
Okay.
Try again. All right?
Yeah, because it's
Because
just me. It's the easiest and shortest route.
yes, and then you have to be in the country by next week, the latest, because you have to take in consideration the 2 weeks quarantine before the 22nd of August. All right? Alicia has some good news for us today. She got her ADEC approval.
Great.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Elisa, you're gonna lead, man. Things are working according to plan. Everything is working out nicely for you. Congratulations. Uh,
She
Julie. No,
said,
I'm eating Easton, then Georgia eat too much Julie,
oh
man.
my God. My eyes, first of all, eyes burning me.
You're so good. We're wrapping up soon. We're
You're
gonna wrap
seeing,
up soon.
you're seeing well, Elisa. You're seeing, but it's not too much mango.
It's the Maypen son.
You the maple and salt and the heat.
Oh my God, jump to the
Hmm.
man.
Yeah. We
We're going to wrap
can't
up.
wait for you to come, Alicia. We're gonna
Yeah.
have a big Jamaican link up.
What? What Mr. Tar say? Oh, elbow bump, elbow. Oh, on this on my screen, I'm seeing just the word, but I'm seeing the emoji. I'm seeing you see that, Georgia. When I look on the screen, I'm on my computer. I'm seeing the words.
Oh,
Hey,
that Mr. Thorcent?
yes, but it's elbow bump. But I'm
Oh, and I thought it was two persons hugging, you know.
elbow bump.
Yeah.
Anybody saying that the Maypen son are worse? Hey, trust
Oh
me,
my
man. The
God.
Maypen son,
Hot man.
Maypen son, bad enough.
It's bad.
And I tell people, yes, it's very hot in the UAE. It's extremely hot. But guess what? Nobody now walking it.
But now what? And I find
Nobody
out
walk vacuum
even the
time.
sweat over there, you're not. It's not a heat that makes you sweat. It's more a heat like feel like fire. You know, like fire burning you, but you're not sweating.
Yes,
But
yes.
here, it's the sweating like you just
This, yes, yes.
drain, just
Just
drain.
drain. And then the mask
And then,
them.
oh my gosh,
I know, I
yeah.
know.
Elise is asking what she needs to know to pass her
The probation you're talking
probation.
about?
Probation.
The probation she's talking, right?
Oh yeah, the probation.
Oh, the probation. We're just sharing some general tips. We're talking about the 3 months, some school 3 months, some school 6 months. And then for some, you'll be doing a lot of getting appraisals, observations.
Observations.
Some of them will be announced. You will know exactly when they are coming. Some of them you will not know. So just do your best. Every day, do your best. Be the best
Every
teacher
day, yeah.
that you can be. Yes, every day. Come
And
prepared to teach your lessons. Always have your activities ready. And another thing that we didn't mention it, but make sure that UAE or teaching in the UAE is big on differentiation. Big on differentiation. It's very important. So make sure that whatever lessons you are teaching, whatever activities that you are planning, make sure that they are differentiated, they are diverse, so that it will be you are catering to every single student. All right,
you
every
know
single.
what? I normally say if you are a dedicated teacher, you will survive anywhere.
Man, if you teach a
I
Jamaican, teach
I I
anywhere.
I, I know some teachers who are always say, they could never leave Jamaica.
Eh,
Based on their work ethic here, I know they could never leave. But if you are a dedicated teacher, you will survive, you will pass your probation. You know,
Yes,
to
that
be
is true. That is true.
yeah, you know, you must be at school on time. You be at school on
Hmm.
time. You attend your lessons on
Yes.
time, and some your whiteboard, because it's gonna be whiteboard or the interactive whiteboard.
Hmm.
It must always look like something is going on in your class.
Yes.
So I know for most schools, they walk into your class, they want to see the date on the board. The
Yeah.
dates must always be on the board. The For some schools, they say learning objective or the
Learning.
learning intention. As
Yes.
it's something here in Jamaica we call the general objective or specific objective. Over there,
Yes.
they call it
Objective.
learning
Learning
intention
objective.
or learning or success, the success criteria they will call it. That must be on the board. So they walk into your class just because they're not gonna say anything to you, because they do when you're new, they do random walk-ins. They call it walk-ins or 5 minute observations because you're new. So it's not planned. They just walk into your class, spend a 5 minutes. They won't even say anything to you. They just stand by the door and just look. They might walk around, check a child's book. But the moment they walk in their class, they must see what you're doing on the board. Something must be on the
Yes.
board for them to see without even asking you what you're doing. So you're gonna have frequent walk-ins. So just come in to observe, to see that you have your class under
Yes.
control.
Yes.
And I find that while you're teaching, you don't get to be sitting the well, I don't know. Well, it depends on the teacher, but most times I'm teaching some on my feet, and then probably when it's time they're doing their work, then I can take a little sit for
And
a
if you're
while
and if you're sitting, you're most likely you're sitting with a group,
with a group. Yes, but you
not
must
at
always
your
look
desk. Not at
not
your desk.
not at your desk, but be in
Sit-
control of your class. So they just walk into your class. There's order. There's order in there. Your the kids are actively working. They want to see that you have the class under control. You can
Yes,
manage your
and
class.
groups and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. And then,
And then
Jordan,
so. Mm-hmm.
you mentioned the success criteria and stuff. In my school, they allow you to have like a pocket chart with your
Mm-hmm.
sentence scripts based on the subject to highlight. Instead of writing it, you can have
Mm-hmm.
a display area. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, I will have my board, and you'll see English, math, science. Then you'll see lesson objectives, success criteria, and maybe activities. So for English, you can read the top part. You see everything going
Mm-hmm.
across the objective, the success criteria, and the activities that I'll use to carry out this. Whether the children will be
And
playing games, doing this, doing that, whatever it is, it will
yeah,
be outlined. So you can have it on an area close to the board where the students can see it, or close to
can
the
see
door,
it.
or somewhere. But it has to be somewhere
It
in your
has to be
class.
somewhere there. And an easy way I find that I do so I have the days of the week printed on separate cards and laminated, so I can
Mm.
easily just change them every day and just stick it up, so I don't have to be manually writing the Monday, Tuesday, or the Sunday, Monday, because I have them
Okay.
laminated on some and I can just stick it in the section for the date.
Yes.
And then right, so that's for the walk-in. And then Terina had mentioned already, then you will have your planned observation. They'll tell you that they're coming to observe you at this on this particular day and time. um some schools, they'll ask you which, well, some of them they tell you 2 days before. I know some schools they tell you like, we're coming to your class in the next 2 days, and they will tell you which lesson they're coming, or they'll ask you to choose a lesson. Ask
Hmm.
you to choose a lesson. So yeah, they tell you, and you have time to prepare. That's that you call that the formal observation. Say
Observation.
you know
Yes.
that they're coming, and they give you, I don't know if your school does that. They give you a pre-observation thing to fill out.
Yes, they do that. They
Right.
give you,
So,
or they give you one at the end.
and they give you one at the end, the post observation too.
Yes,
Right.
to tell
So,
you what all you think you did versus what they. what they saw, what they observed, and
Yes.
what you can do better next time, or you
Mhm.
improve on things like that. They even ask you for your weakness. What you think
But
could
then,
have
what do you think? Yes.
otherwise
How do you
done
think you
better?
could have
Or,
improved? Yeah, what do
they
you
will
think
say,
you could have done to improve this lesson?
right,
Mm-hmm.
right. So things like that. But and as
So,
we were saying about the probation period as well, it's a time where you as the teacher will make that final decision, so to speak, to say, is this what I really want to do? Because trust
mm-hmm.
me, as we mentioned earlier, coming to a new country, teaching a new curriculum, being in a new culture, seeing new students, different nationalities, it's going to be overwhelming, right? It's got a lot of newness. That's just my way of putting it. A lot of newness. So you're
Yes.
you're going to decide, say, you know what, is this what I really want to do? So it gives you the time to make that final decision without any penalties. Because
Don't
as a teacher, you can leave the job within your probationary
within the
period.
probation period without
Yes.
any.
And then you can go ahead and look another job in the country within your probationary period. Georgia also mentioned that if you are sick, unfortunately, during your probation, you're absent, you will not get paid for that day. Even if you bring in a sick leave, you will not get paid for that day. So what Georgia was saying that, she has been sick already, but she has tried her very best. She went to work, but during the day she can't manage. She was asked to, she asked them if she could go home because she just can't manage. But she was at work. She was registered, the stamp in. So
Right, just so
yes,
I wasn't marked absent, I forced myself to go
to
and
go.
do at least 2 lessons, and then I say, listen, I'm really
Can't go
sick.
anymore.
May I go home? And they're gonna allow you to go home. You know?
Yeah, you can't do anymore. But and it's a time where you should make um, relationships. Try to live good with people. If you will find
Yeah,
people with different personality, with different work ethics that are totally beyond what you're used to, that's their way of doing things. Don't get caught up in that. Just be you. Be teachable. Be flexible. All right.
with mhm.
Okay. Let's see if we are missing anything else. No, no. Mr.
Mr.
I
Toy
think,
saying,
yeah, our lesson planning session done by subject or department. That's a very good question, and it is yes, both ways. For my school, we do lesson plan by subject. Okay, so because it's only two of us, my school is a small school, so I will do English and science, and the other teacher will do math and social studies. If we want to keep it like that throughout the school year, we can do that, or I'll do it for this term. Next term we'll switch it around. So we do it by subject. Some schools do it by department, like the science department come together, they plan everything, then they distribute it. So, Georgia, how do you do it at your school?
yeah, at my school, we have a large grade. We have a large grade, so for the whole year, I was on the English team. So for the whole year I was only planning English, and on the English team there were 5 of us. So if I plan the English lesson for this week, another team member plans it for the other week. So there are some weeks I'm not planning anything at all, because if it was my week to plan English and I plan the English, I'm finished until the 5 of us have rotate in planning the
So
English,
you're
and then we have those who are planning the science, those who are planning the math, and we just all had to upload the lesson plans by 3:30. So if you're on the English team, you make sure that the English plan is so we put the plan together because the template is there. Everybody can
one
just
drive
go
or
in.
something?
We have it on one right on OneDrive, so everybody just go in and edit. So the whole plan is there. The literacy goes in and put the literacy in. The math team comes in and put the plan is just ready, and everybody just go and yeah.
You just
So
put the copy and
um,
go.
mhm. I think the schools, they are not uh they allow you to be flexible in your teams how you want to do the planning. So whether you
Yes,
want to do
yes.
it with team members, or yeah, they're flexible like that.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Um,
Overtime pay, no, Vanessa. uh,
Elisa was asking
Let me
about,
go
are the
back up a
plans
little.
detailed? No, not
The
for my
workshop.
school. It's not detailed. It's the template is very simple, it's easy to follow. So you just follow the template and put in whatever you want to put in. You don't have to make it very detailed. Not like
Just
here in
just just what
Jamaica.
is needed. Just what is needed
Just
on the
whatever they say. You don't have to
not
say
this
whatever.
long
Just have to make
methodology.
it to
Oh gosh.
bullets. Just maybe bullets and a few sentences,
Yeah.
but not like in Jamaica. Not like in Jamaica. I was
Mm-mm.
told already that make sure it's not because of how I'm writing my plans why my plans are late. Ain't nobody reading all of this. So don't spend this time to write the plans and make your plans late. I was told that already. So I had to go back and, like, wipe that slate clean in terms of
Mm-hmm.
unlearning, if that's a word, what I've known for many years to come to the UA and just to try to write my lesson plan. It has to be detailed in terms of someone can take it up and use it, but not like what I was, used to.
We were used to in Jamaica. Mm-mm.
It's not detailed. What's we pass our lesson plan? Will they have a workshop on using the whiteboards? Yes. All the platforms you will use it, whiteboard and stuff like that. Yes. They will give you a PD during that first week. And what's the name for the whiteboard,
Well,
Georgia?
hopefully,
Meeting.
the only disadvantage I find, if you when you don't get to join in the first week, then you tend to miss some of those
Yes.
workshops. And
Yes.
that is why they normally have the new teachers going in a week earlier, so
Yes.
that they have, yeah. But
Yeah.
the
But
whiteboard.
you will get it because I did. I
Oh,
never
you did.
learned anything at the first time. When
Trust
I
me, I
learn,
didn't.
after classes, when I'm a free session, I start play around with it, and then I run to my next co-worker next one said,
Uh-huh.
please don't show me you do this again, and
Yes.
she'll come and she'll. But I didn't learn anything in the workshops. Seriously.
Well, I didn't get a little workshop because I started in October, so I was late. I didn't get any workshop. It was my boys who took me up the maca tree. Those boys, yes, it was those
Yay!
same boys. And that is it. They're so, trust me. Sometimes they will give you hell in the class, but if it's to help you or tell you what to do, miss, do that.
They
Trust me,
will tell
they're
you.
gonna help you.
They will
So
tell you.
you can always go to a teacher next door, or the same kids. They will say, "Miss, press this." I remember even the whiteboard to just freeze it, and I have
Yes.
something on it to freeze it, and I'm like, "Miss,
Yes.
press
The
this
one.
button." So
Yes. I know.
the kids were my teachers. Yes, my kids taught me how to use the whiteboard,
Hello.
because
One time.
some of the whiteboards can be hard to use.
Yes, because especially the
Finding the
new ones.
pen and finding the erase. Some of the whiteboards are
Yes.
real tricky.
Really hard to use. But you'll get to it. You know that I hardly use my whiteboard
But
on
using it over
Jamaican
time, you get, yes,
because I,
you
I
learn
I
it.
have
So
I have I
some
have
schools,
this board beside it. This regular, the regular whiteboard. I had one of those beside my interactive board.
it's a regular one I have now, so no issues. All I need to do is turn on the projector and that's it.
Yes, I just turned
But
on the projector for the interactive one.
the interactive one can be tricky.
Yeah, it's there, but I really don't use. I remember one time I don't remember I was teaching, and I'm there asking, when you're probing the kids and you're like saying, um, it's not nouns, and I'm just gonna use that. What are nouns? And nobody's answering. I'm like trying to ask them another way, and I'm so come on, guys, let's think about it. And what do you think nouns are? I try just say, Miss, you don't know, Google it. And I'm like, it's not that I don't know.
Yes.
I want you to think. And because they're not used to people just asking them, come on, just think. Because, Miss, you don't know? Google it. And I'm like, no, no, it's for you to think. So these kids, trust me, if they see you struggling, whether or not you're really struggling, they are going to help you. All right.
They're going to,
Vanessa
yes.
you answered Vanessa's question already about
She was asking if there is
overtime.
overtime pay.
No, sir. And there's no
No overtime
overtime.
pay, and
There's no overtime because once the school bell rings at 3:30, all right, no, 2:30 for students, run about there at 2:40, but and teachers will stay over until 3:30. And guys, let me tell you, you see 3:30, 3:31, 3:32, this campus empty, literally ghost town. Ain't nobody staying back. Nobody
my
staying back. You have that at
my
your school,
school,
Georgia.
my school, from you sign out and go through the gate, they're so tight on security at my school. Once you sign out and go to the gate, no coming back. Oh, I forgot this. You pick it up. You pick it
No,
up tomorrow morning.
you have to
They
go
want,
through the
listen. They
plant
want to
manager.
see
You have to
you
go through
go
everybody
home.
before you can turn it. But teachers will not stay over.
They want to see. They want to see you go home.
They're
They want
not
it. And
staying
yes,
over.
and
No.
they'll say to you, it's up to you if you want to respond to a parent's email, because the parents them love send email. So they'll
You'll do
say
that at home. Overtime work, you'll do that at home. But
it
on
depends
the
if you want to respond.
no.
But no
But no,
overtime, someone, Vanessa, and no summer school.
no summer school. I hate summer school. Oh,
Once you go through the school gate and it's summer and reports and you do your parent consultation meeting and school close, alas, done.
I've not yet received a single email from my school since July 10th. But no, July 8th. I think it's July 8th. Not
I've
one
gotten
email.
emails. I've gotten emails, but it's from the health and safety. Every time Abu Dhabi comes out with something.
No, like email to say nothing, like check up on you or you do this, nothing. You know when you'll get the email?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 2 days before August 22 or something like that.
Okay.
You will start getting some emails, but nobody's sending any emails. Everybody
Mm-mm.
locked down on vacation. No
They
workshops to
don't. They
go
don't
to.
even, and they're not gonna penalize you for saying, "Oh, I didn't see that email," because
No, no,
nobody's
no, no, no.
expecting anybody to be checking any emails
No,
during.
they're not. They're not doing that.
Mm-mm.
So no overtime. So no overtime pay. No summer schools. Mr. Thor is saying in Jamaica, we have to plan every lesson, no matter how many subjects you teach, and it has to be detailed. Yep. But when you come, the template is very simple, and
Simple.
unfortunately, we cannot show you the template because it is aligned to our schools, and we are no way representing our schools here, so we can show you the templates, but the templates are very simple. Okay, very simple. And as it's a template, you just drop in boop, 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 criteria, this, that, activities, whatever, and that's it. That's it. All
Yeah.
right. Yes, you have your focus questions or your essential questions. You can ask. You have a slot on the lesson plan where you drop in the questions that you may ask the students during the lesson. Happy faces, whiteboard, head up, Google Slides, and Deck Plus students' notebooks. Well, heads up. Okay.
Mm.
So these are some apps that you will use as well. If you are asking about summer school because of the desire to earn a little brata, I've been informed that tutoring brings in more.
And guess
Are you talking
what?
about if are you talking about tutoring for
I guess
tutoring
she's
as
talking
an
about
extra?
I'm doing private tutoring, but
Uh-huh. That's tricky one, darling. That's a very
yes,
tricky one.
because
It
you're
can
not
happen, but
allowed to
it
have
will
any
restrict.
to be doing anything on the side that they figure that you are getting two salaries.
No. So, there are ways around things, but
Yeah.
for us, we can't say, yes, you can go straight out there in the open and say, okay, I'm going to tutor this kid. It's not allowed, it's illegal. It is illegal. We're not saying it's not happening, but we are giving you the advice that it is illegal to tutor to do private tutoring here in the UAE as a teacher that has a contract.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, but as you know, when you come and you will know what go on, but it
Yeah.
is. All right. Um,
How long are the lessons? Carrie's asking.
Here
It depends
is,
on the school.
yeah, 40 to 45. My lessons are 40 to 45 minutes long.
Mine is
One session.
35 minutes to 35 minutes for a single session, and the double session, I think an hour
Yeah, my double is
or
about,
one 10 minutes, something like that.
mine is basically like,
But maximum 40, 45 minutes, depending
yeah,
on the school
40,
and
45,
their
1.5. Yeah,
depend on the school and their schedule.
yeah. Basically 40 to 45 minutes sessions you'll get.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then keep in mind that as a homeroom teacher, as a English teacher coming to the UAE, you'll be teaching math, English, science, English social studies, and when you talk about language arts, you're looking at reading and phonics and all of that. All right, you're looking at all of that, and when you do not have any of those classes, and your students are going to do Arabic,
Arabic, Islamic,
Islamic, IT,
PE,
that's
drama.
your 3 sessions. Yeah. So we really don't get breaks. There's nothing on your timetable to say, oh, this
It's
is
your
teacher
break time or your lunch
or
time.
your lunchtime. No. You'll take your break and lunch while the students are at their special, what you call it? Me, I was a judge, the
And
special
their specialist
specialist
classes.
classes. Yes. You'll take your breaks during that time.
So sometimes you find that your break can even be your only break for the day, might be the first lesson for the day. So let's say your class,
Exactly.
yes, sometimes your class their first lesson is Arabic or Islamic, so that ends up being your first lesson, your only free lesson for the day, and you probably have to
Whereas if it's
eat
a
at
double
that
session,
time,
whereas if it's
or
a double session,
you eat when it's their snack time, and
yes,
that's if
when
you're
it's
not
there.
on and that's if you're not on duty. Sometimes you're on lunch duty or break duty.
Mm-hmm. And then you have to do that. Guys, while you're on the live, please click the thumbs up. And if you have not yet subscribed to our channel,
Subscribe to
please
Digital Moment
subscribe.
Arena.
Yes, and Georgia's Lifestyle, please subscribe to our channel. Guys, thank you for your support. And also Happy Faces Academy as well. She's on the live with us. Our friend Marilyn. Yeah. So definitely support her as well. Okay. Any other questions, guys? We are about to wrap this up. Any other questions about what to do after you arrive in the UAE and passing your probation? We have talked about so many different things during this live, as
Mhm.
always. While we jump all over the place, we always jump all over the place, but nonetheless, it
Yeah,
has been
but
a good
nonetheless,
one.
information is going out, and that's what we really want.
Yes, 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 yes. It has been a good one. So we have been celebrating on this live, and we do celebrate with everyone. Those who have gotten offers, those who have passed their ADEC approval, and all of that. That means you're on the right track, and we are looking forward to see you. We hope that Mr. Thaw, his the flight and transit and all of that will work out
Will work out.
accordingly.
Yeah.
Yes, in your favor. We hope that will
Uh.
happen.
Uh-huh. Marion is asking,
No.
please expand on extra work duties, etc. Lunch. Yes.
Okay.
Um. Yeah. So normally we get break duties or lunch duty, and that is just basically to stand and watch the kids play.
Okay, Georgia, give me a minute, okay?
Okay.
Go ahead. You can continue though.
Yes. So you can be placed on lunch duty or break duty, and that's basically to either watch them eat if they're in the lunchroom, or you might be on duty in the play area where you have to have your eyes and ears open. Like, I mean, it's break duty, it's lunch duty, but it is monitored so much because you have to be able to give account of every little thing that happens in the play area. But it's just basically to watch them either eat or to watch them play. So I don't know, some schools they rotate it sometimes. If it's a big school, then you might be on lunch or break duty twice or three times for the week. And depending on the school, again, you might be on bus duty, meaning at the end of the school day, you have kids who go by car and kids who go by the school bus. So you might be on duty to take the part of your class that goes by car. So you take them to that designated area and wait on their parents or their nannies to pick them up. Or if you are on bus duty, you line them up and take them to the bus and ensure that they get on the bus. So that's basically it for any extra duty that you might have. Be on break duty or lunch duty or on bus duty. And I think, yeah. And when it's time for extracurricular activity, that was out because of the COVID. I think when they start that up, then every teacher is expected to be a part of an extracurricular activity. Either you can do the club or you join with somebody else or you just be a member of a club. All right. How many sessions for the day? So if it's a primary school, some schools start at 7 and at 2:30 or 3. If you're a primary teacher, every day the kids will have math and English. So they'll have math, English, science. As a homeroom teacher, you will have math, English, science, social studies, depending on your school. Because at my school, I don't teach social studies, but math, you teach the three core subjects: math, English, science. And some schools do moral education. You might have that, but maximum maybe 5 or 6 sessions for the day, because every day the kids will have either Arabic or Islamic, PE or music or drama. So at least twice for the day, you will have a free period where they're gone to a specialist subject. But maximum about 5 to 6 sessions per day as a homeroom teacher.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you're basically just teaching the core subjects, the math, English, science.
but it's
Yeah.
not every day I have
And it's
like
not,
five full
yeah.
sessions. Sometimes I have
So maybe
three,
4
some days I have
and
three.
some 3. Yeah.
One math, maybe two English, or
Mm-hmm.
one math, one English, one science.
One science. Yeah.
Yeah, or four, one math, two English, one science, something like that. Maybe only 2 days I will have a full day where I have five subjects.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I miss anything else with the questions? You explained break duties and all of that already.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have a British accent all of a sudden. Whoa.
um,
And Mary Jackson.
she say, hello, Serena and Georgia. Can I take my 20-year-old son to the UAE with me? He has 1 year left in Teachers College. Thanks much.
Um, yes, you can take your son with you, but your 20-year-old son would
No
be
benefits.
an adult. He would have to get his own Emirates ID. You can't sponsor him. He would have to get a job for himself and everything like that. So
Yeah, no benefits. He can live
no
with you, but
benefits. You
no
can, yeah,
benefits.
you can come up and spend like 3 months or even 6 months if you get another 3 months visa, and then you can look at job. But say for instance, if you have like an 18-year-old or younger, they will benefit from tuition, everything. But as you said, he has 1 year left in teachers college. Let him finish. Let
I
him
would let
finish
him
his,
finish. I was gonna say that, yeah.
yeah, let him finish his 1 year. And once he has his papers and everything, then you will let him come over and do the process. Just apply to schools, apply
And I
to
think
recruiters, and so on.
and I think it depends on the school too, because if it's a school that provides accommodation for single teachers,
Then he,
I
then
don't know
he's
what they
paid.
would say about even though it's family. I
Oh,
don't
seeing
know.
that he's 20, is like an adult
Yeah,
male.
yeah.
Yes, that's another thing because most of the single accommodations you have mostly young female teachers living
Mm.
there, and males cannot go on that building.
So
Okay.
it's gonna be dependent on the school that she gets the job and what their policy is.
Oh yeah, yes. But otherwise, from that, when you arrive to the UAE and you get settled, you can take him
Can
over as a
always send
visitor.
for
You can
him. Yeah,
apply for
you
his
can
his
always come by
visa.
and
Yes,
stay with her.
and then he
Mm.
come and then he can look a job. He doesn't even have to wait until he get 2 years experience because there are schools that will take newly qualified teachers.
Mm.
But it's always good to get experience. But if not, go ahead and apply. Go ahead and apply. All right. Um, Let me see if I am missing another one.
Carrie's saying she'll be teaching grades 6 to 8 English. Oh,
Okay,
okay.
that's good.
Yeah,
So
that
we have
sometimes you might end up with a
5 and 6.
lot of sessions when you're a specialist teacher, just teaching a subject. Sometimes you might end up with a lot of sessions for the day,
Mhm.
but you will still have some free periods because those classes they will still move around to some
Yes, you will
specialist.
definitely have. Yes, when they have the specialists.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. And once you're not teaching, once it's not your session, that means it's free.
Mm.
It's free. But another thing that will happen as well, George, I don't know if you mentioned this about extra duties, like covering for
Yeah.
teachers. Did you mention that?
Like cover.
Covering.
Oh no, I
You know,
meant.
for
Oh,
teachers.
I only mentioned the break and lunch duties. I forgot about that one.
Yes,
Yes,
you can
covering
also
for
be a cover
teachers.
teacher. So if a teacher is absent for the day and you have a free period, maybe say fourth period you are free, you may be asked to cover that session, whether you teach
Mm.
math or not.
Whether you teach it, yeah.
If it's science, whether you teach it or not, once the teacher will usually leave something, and most of the time it's just for you to supervise them so they get the work done. It's not really for you to teach. It's just for you to
Yeah, but
supervise, explain, and let them do the work.
what they do is they just go look at the master timetable and see who is free at this particular time, and they won't be using you the same person all the time to cover. They try as best as possible to rotate it. I know, instead of
Okay.
having the yeah.
Let's see. Let me see what I'm scratching. Oh, mosquitoes. I don't miss the mosquitoes. We don't
Right,
have much
Vanessa,
mosquitoes
right?
in the UAE. Vanessa, work in progress, darling. Work in progress. It's something that we have been talking about. It's a work in progress. Work in progress. Because we love doing it, but as you said, if we can do a little thing on the side with it, we will. What else? I wanted to do my master's. Is there any benefits of teachers who want to pursue higher education? Benefits in terms of getting higher salary, getting a promotion. Uh, as Georgia said earlier, you may get a better salary, but it's not significant. It's not anything big. Here in the UAE, the focus, the main focus is on your degree. But yes, if you come with a master's degree, you may get a little more, and then you might have benefits in terms
And
of you can apply for like a middle leadership position or something like that.
yeah, you can apply for a middle leadership position with it, but if you started the job without the masters and then you got the master's, you're still going to be getting that salary that you originally signed on the contract until when the contract finishes. You
Mm-hmm.
probably can go to your HR and and say XYZ, but even if you get the master's while you're on the contract, they're not going to say, okay, you have a master's now and upgrade your salary.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
so no. But do your masters, do your masters because anywhere you work, that is not going to be your final destination.
No.
So do your masters. Because me no love school and me no start PhD. Me no love
Oh,
it.
this is to my mommy.
me
Yeah, huh?
me no love go to school.
Yeah. I tell mommy every all the time. I like the sound, Doctor Georgia, Doctor.
Yes.
Like, mm,
My mom said if after Vanessa finished university, maybe I must do it. Say go on here, man. You think the school is when you work full time job. Plus the family
yeah,
and
but
business and everything else. But
and if you
yeah,
haven't started the masters yet, you can still do it online. You can find an online
yeah.
program while you're there.
I
While
started
you're
my
there.
master's online in Jamaica and I finished it in the UAE. Yeah. Okay, happy faces answering Vanessa. All right, we will take your advice into consideration, guys. And thanks for your confidence in us. You know, thank you so much. And your support as well as we move along this journey of not only helping ourselves or bettering our lives but also to help other teachers. Trust me, if we
Yeah.
should count right now since I came here in 2017 in Georgia, if we should count how many teachers that we have helped and benefited
Mm-hmm.
as well, it's amazing. God has been good not only to us but to many other teachers, many other teachers.
Oh, yeah. Before we
Yeah,
go,
a
um,
lot of teachers.
Mr. Thor, he's still online. So the route is she has responded. So the route is Jamaica to Panama, then Amsterdam, then to Dubai.
Without a visa.
Without, yeah.
Without a visa.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Thor, let us know if you're still here and you heard that.
So Jamaica to Panama, then Amsterdam, Panama to Amsterdam, then Dubai.
Yes, the layovers might be very long, maybe a day
Mm-hmm.
or so, but you'll get here. You'll get, I keep saying here, but you'll get there.
Yeah.
You'll get there,
Yeah.
guys. You'll get there. Got it. Okay, good, good. You'll get there. All right. So we're coming to the end. We're wrapping up. We have like a few more minutes. Okay. So if you're just joining us, if you have any questions, let's just I just want to reach. Let us know if you have any question. We understand that. Trust me. Mr. Thor said, just want to reach. That's all. Just want to reach. If
I
you don't
know.
mind, which of the Emirates are you going to? Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Ajman. Which of the Emirates, Mr. Thor? You don't have to share the name of the school, just the Emirate. So we know so when you want to meet up Kingdom
Yes,
21.
because we're gonna have the first holidays going to be in is it September, October? We get that
I think
midterm
it's
break.
October.
October
Yes, I think October. We get like a three day or 4 day.
weekend. Yeah.
Sharjah. You be in Sharjah.
Oh, you've
That's
been
not,
Sharjah. Okay,
that's not too far out of
that means
it's not
in
too far.
Sharjah. That means maybe his school might be in
In Dubai.
Dubai. School might be in Dubai
Maybe, or in Sharjah. And
or maybe in
I
Sharjah
did
too.
not tell you a few months ago about schools in Sharjah as well.
Yeah.
Trust me. The Sharjah is about half an hour less
About
from
half hour from Dubai. Yeah, Sharjah is
yeah,
about half hour from Dubai.
very, very close to Dubai. Because a lot of
Yeah,
people they live in Sharjah but they work in Dubai.
in Dubai. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I'm happy to know that that's a different Emirates, because we keep saying it. It's not only about Dubai. It's not only about Dubai. It's not all about Abu Dhabi. Go to the other Emirates. Trust me, they need teachers
Yeah,
as well.
because
And the same
same
benefits.
and giving the benefits.
Same benefits. Okay, he said the school is in Sharjah, Georgia.
Okay, okay. But anyways,
Yes.
it's just it's a 30 minutes taxi ride or on the bus and you're in Dubai.
Yep. And we
30
can maybe like
minutes.
an hour and a half, and you're in Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi, yeah.
Yes. Same for the teachers who will be going to Alain, maybe 2 hours, and we all be in Abu Dhabi. Even for me, it will take me a little while, like 2.5 hours to reach Abu Dhabi. Only Georgia, with our maybe 10, 15 minutes, and she can reach one place. Only Georgia. I have to drive. I have to drive a long way.
Yes. Cost of living is cheaper in Sharjah.
Yes, it is. Cost of living is way cheaper in Sharjah. And I hope you are going to a good school. I hope you will be treated well. And we'll get to meet up soon. Just keep
Yes.
in touch. We're
Oh,
always
and
on social media.
he said it's an international school, so that's good. So that's a lot of expats.
Yeah, lot of experts.
Yeah, lots of expats. So that's gonna be nice. You have kids from all over, parents of different nationalities. Mm-hmm.
Okay, last question regarding transportation. Do teachers usually rent cars to get around or do they buy? You can do both. But first, let's talk about the public transportations. You have taxi service and buses that run like clockwork
Mm-hmm.
around the cities, and it is very reasonable. Okay. And if you don't want to take public taxis all the time or transportation, you can rent a car. It is very reasonable. It's quite reasonable.
Reasonable and
But it
easy to
depends
rent
on
a
the
car.
size of the car. Because I used to rent before I bought a car. So it depends. If you're taking a regular five-seater like a Nissan or a Toyota, a Yaris or a Nissan or anything like that, you will pay like maybe you can pay like 100 dirhams a day
Okay.
and less than 1,000 for the month. And a lot of teachers, they've been in the UAE for years and they only rent cars. Because when you rent a car, you don't do anything to the car more than put gas in there. When it's a service, it's the dealer that does it. It's the company that does it. So anything happens to the car, they're the one that fixes the car. So that's a plus when you're renting. But you can also top up that money a little bit and pay for your own car monthly. And after a few years, that car is yours, you can sell it back. So, yes, you can rent or you can buy. And keep in mind, being a Jamaican coming to the UAE, you will have to drive again for your driver's license. You'll have to go through the process to get a driver's license. You have to do the theory, you have to do the road test, and all of that to get your license. I test, open file, one long rigmarole, but you will get it. Some countries they do translate the license, not translate, transfer the license. Like for the Americans or persons from Canada, UK, South Africa, they easily can transfer their license without driving. But us Jamaicans, we have to drive for the license. And the first license you'll get it for 2 years, and the second one you'll get it for 5 years. Okay, that's your last question. Anyone else before we go? Anybody else?
And remember, even after the live has ended, you can always drop your questions there still.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can drop your questions, and we'll be happy to answer your questions. All right.
Anonymously. Okay. Experienced American. Welcome, Anonymously.
Welcome.
Experienced
Remember to
American
subscribe to our channels, please.
teacher here trying to secure a position for the coming school year. Okay, you're trying. Okay, so I hope you have been applying. Yeah, you've been trying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just keep sending out those applications. Schools are still employing. Teachers are turning down offers, and
Yep.
at this time, yeah, because they got a better one or they changed their mind. So
Hmm.
recruitment is still going on. So if you're on Terina's channel here, check out our videos, check the description box. You'll see loads of websites, schools, HR, emails. Send them your CV. Yeah, so keep trying if you're still up. If you still want to
Yeah,
come to this school year.
right, definitely. Send apply to recruiters. Once you make a quick search in Google, and as Georgia said, I've made videos sharing top recruiting agencies and websites that you can go to that recruit teachers for the UAE, and also just go on any school
Just
website
do
you
a
need.
Google search and type in schools in Abu Dhabi, schools in Dubai, schools in Sharjah, schools in Ajman, Fujairah, and you will see those school names coming up, and you click on their website, look for the area that says job vacancies, or some websites say careers. Once again, when you go on the school website, you might see careers.
Join, yeah, careers,
Join here,
vacancies, work with us.
work with
Join
us, and
us
then
and join us. You'll see those tabs. Once you click on it, you'll see the portal where you can either upload your CV directly or you get the info for the HR. Other than GEMS, what other schools do you recommend that operate on a US curriculum? ADNOC
um,
schools, Aldar schools, Aldar academies, those groups of schools as well as GEMS. Those use the American curriculum.
ADNOC. What else ADNOC use?
Yes, American curriculum.
ADNOC.
And Aldar schools use that, Aldar schools, Aldar academies. But if you go on this, I'm going to put it in the chat. And if since you're looking for schools with this, Ed, Ed Arabia,
Thank you, Anne Marie.
you're welcome, Anne Marie. Thank you so much as well. Thank you. Thank you so much for your support. And we wish you all the best, as well as your son. Just let him finish his time and then, work
Yeah,
from there.
since it's just 1 year he has remaining,
Yeah.
let him finish.
Okay.
And then
So,
in the meantime, he can come and spend Christmas with you, or come and spend summer with you while he's deciding what he wants to do.
and fill it out from there. And
Mm.
I wrote in the chat Ed Arabia. Ed Arabia is a website here in the UAE. It gives you information for basically over 500 schools in the UAE. You can see them based on the Emirates, and then when you, like, say for instance, you click on Dubai or Abu Dhabi, you will see the list of schools, and then you will see the curriculums that they use. Okay,
Mhm.
you will see the curriculums that they use, and then you can, from there, you click on the school website, and then you can apply from there. All right. Mr. Thor, most of the international schools use a mix of US curriculum and IB curriculum. Yes, they do. But I don't think they use, yes, but they don't mix both of them. But and the British curriculum as well. And you will have a few schools that use the Australian curriculum as well. And the
Yeah, not
German
all
curriculum.
US system are
It
IB.
depends on the expat and the private school thing. But you have other curriculums here as well. You're welcome, Kerry. Thank you so much as well. Thank
Yeah,
you for
thank you,
being with
Carrie.
us. Thank you so much, Kerry. Thank you, Mr. Thor. Thank you, Anne Marie. Thank you for dropping by. Happy Faces,
Mm-hmm.
Vanessa, Elisa. Thank you,
Anonymously, Mr.
Anonymously. Thank
So,
you, Alicia,
Samantha, Vanessa,
Samantha, man. Oh, these are persons that are always,
Vanessa,
dropping
and
by.
Marie,
Yes,
Happy
thank you so much. And
Faces,
I think I missed
Alicia.
Kaidan. Kaidan officially popped by as well.
Mhm.
We like to say thank you because we are very grateful. And when you give thanks, you will get more. So we hope
Mm-hmm.
that you will continue to support our channels. And if you have not yet, and basically I know everybody here so far, except for Mr. Toy, as he is new to me, and
Yeah, he's new to me.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
anonymously. Make sure you subscribe to our channels, please, and share the link. So, Mr. Thor, feel free to reach out to us on Facebook, okay? Um, I'm not at the stage where I take emails, personal emails as yet, but you can reach out to me on Facebook. And if you do drop a comment on any of my videos, trust me, I will
You're
definitely
gonna
respond.
respond.
Yes, you definitely,
Mm-hmm.
and I know Georgia will do that as well. Um, I am on Instagram as well, but when you're on something, you're not really on it, but you kind of did it. That's me with Instagram, but Facebook and YouTube, those are my two main platforms. So you can get me on those platforms, okay? So I think we have covered everything for now. And as
Yeah.
Georgia said, even when the live has ended, feel free to drop your comments.
Comments.
And
Mm-hmm.
trust me, Georgia will answer them as well. If she's on my channel looking, she will answer
Definitely.
them. She will answer some of the comments as well. If she realizes that I haven't, read the comment as yet and I responded to it, she will pop on and do that as well. All right. Will do, ladies. I will update my HR as well with the new law. Please do it right now. Do it now so that your
Yes.
HR can go to see it in the morning. Okay, Mr. Thor?
Mm-hmm.
What time now? It's 5:30. 5:30
8
a.m. in the UAE now.
a.m.
AM. 5:30 a.m. That's it's yes. 5:30
They're
a.m.
sleeping. No, sis, they aren't online with us. They're sleeping.
They are sleeping. Yes, because we usually have a lot of
Yeah. Usually have a
subscribers
lot of the
from the
UAE. Yeah.
UAE, but
They're
we just have to work with
sleeping.
the Jamaica time
Mm-hmm.
since we are here. We have to work with the
Yeah.
Jamaica time. But send it now. Send your email now. So as they pop on in the morning, later on in the
Right.
morning, I
We'll
should
see
say
it.
they will see it. Thank you. Yes, as them come in the morning, they see it.
Them sleep.
Hey, you
Yeah.
used to remember those times when we used to sit up and wait an email from UAE. So send the email right now, please. Send the email right now and let them know, okay? Because it doesn't make sense they book a ticket for somewhere that you can't travel there.
And then you
And let
have
them, yeah.
restrictions when you reach there too. You hear that how they don't want to have no
Yes,
public.
exactly. Yeah, so with the lockdown going right now, we don't even know if we can really
Mm-hmm.
just get up and go to Canada so easy. Or it will be easy for you to get a visa right now. So
Right.
go on the Panama. As I said, it will take you a little longer in terms of layovers, but you will reach. You will reach. You will reach there. All right. That's it for us, right? That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. We are wrap it up, tie it up, and put it down.
Yeah. So just go ahead
All
and
right.
leave any other comments you have afterwards. You just go ahead and drop them in the
Yes.
comment section, and we'll see them.
Yes. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you
Thank you
for your
again,
time,
everyone.
guys.
Yes. Thank you again, Georgia. It
My
wasn't planned
pleasure.
enough, long enough for you, but trust me, you're always supportive, and I don't take you for granted, my sister.
Sister, sister.
I appreciate you so
Yeah,
much. And boy, may I tell you, I can't believe we are just 30 minutes away. I'm still not see you over 3 weeks now.
I know.
Some of the Abu Dhabi same way.
Yeah.
I don't see you. I don't see
Well,
you. But nonetheless, enjoy,
we will
continue to
see.
enjoy. We just have a few more weeks.
Two
Less
more
than
weeks,
2 weeks. I don't even want to think about it.
girl.
I don't want to think about it that,
Mm-hmm.
our time is running out.
Out.
But guess what? If we don't go back and start, the school year will not start.
We'll not start and finish
We
again.
will not get to December,
Mm-hmm.
and then we will not get to the next term.
The next summer.
You just have, yes, something has to start. We just have to, it just has to start. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, darling. Thank you so
All
much.
right, guys. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Let me type it in the chat. Thank you, guys. All right, Jaja. See you later, darling.
Bye bye.